「 In fact, there's never been any scuff on any of my streams ever. I don't know who would say that. Oh, welcome in. Hello, hello, good evening. Thank you for the bat. You lost your bat. To be fair, honestly, I wasn't sure it would actually work out. I don't know why it seems to be an issue with SoulSet specifically. Like when I open OBS, for some reason, it always takes a really long time for to register it being there, despite SoulSet being the last game we streamed. So I didn't change anything. It's still the same window it captured last time. Like, I have this issue sometimes when I change games during a stream. Like, we were done with one game, I changed to another one. Okay, sure, but it's like the first thing I open OBS and it's just supposed to show me the same thing it showed me last time. So I don't understand what the issue is. Hi, good evening. But here we are. We have a few more true endings to get, and the true ending. So frankly, I don't think it's going to be that long of a stream. Like, unless they give us, for whatever reason, another 4 hours of lore for the true ending, there shouldn't be that much more, but we'll have to see. We're actually allowed to go all the way back to our very first save, which we haven't picked the entire time. The thing with weird family issues. We don't go all the way to after we've already picked our cards. No, we go a little further back, so to Marco technically throwing us back in time. And immediately, no longer skipping, okay. We can still take whichever one we want. It does not matter. We take whichever card we want. I'd say I want this one, just because. Just because. I don't even need to check. Somehow I already know that I drew the king. But we're going to check just in case. I believe in the heart of the cards. We're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah. I was wrong. I didn't get to draw the king. I got the 9. And that means... So, are we going to stand here all day? Who is the king? I do. Yvonne has it. Yvonne, you lucky devil. Interesting. Who's it gonna be? I would like to pair with Mr. Apris if that's alright with everyone. For real, Mr. Gumpy Pants. Yes. And I happen to draw the queen. Shiro, would you mind pairing up with me? Oh, okay. Yvonne looks your type. Yvonne is very sweet. I think out of everything we've seen, Yvonne and Apris are quite literally the ones who are the least involved, technically. Yvonne even less so than Apris. When it comes to like more of the backstory from what we've learned. But hi Zeng, good evening. Okay, so these two, so we're gonna be stuck with Marco. Right, we're trying to get Marco's true ending, my bad. So that leaves me with Marco. Marco. I do, are you okay? At least involved in what? Last stream gave us a little glimpse into the beginnings of the true circumstances of everything around here. There's a bunch of time travel shenanigans. So now we're a little afraid of who's actually related to whom and who's like a grandchild from another timeline. That kind of thing. So let's see if it all will make sense in the end. You look really pale. He really is pale. Mako, you're not feeling well? Oh dear, Mr. Mako. Is that blood? I'm just... Oh! Whoa! Got you. Mako. Time travel, time to turn brain up. No, it's fun though. Oh, maybe in this timeline he didn't have enough power for his illusions on the cards. What the hell is wrong with him? I have no idea. He's burning up. He has a fever. Yeah, everyone in his family's joke is almost true. Did Mr. Mako catch a cold? That nosebleed. I'm not sure if this is a simple fever. I'm going to get him outside. It's cold out in the courtyard. Aren't you supposed to sweat out a fever? I don't think bringing him into the cold is the... Okay. What happened? He just passed out on us out of the blue. I found a handkerchief. Here, Miss Maniko. Actually, would you mind staying with him here for a moment, Yvonne? Huh? Well, I don't mind, but... I don't know why, but all of a sudden I seem to... Oh? What are we doing? Shiro, could you two come with me for a moment? Shiro and I? What do you need us for? That's a good question. Mako should be safe with Yvonne. Ah, we're going to check the basement. Shiro, I want you to concentrate and tell me if you notice anything unusual among the walls. Oh no, oh right. Even further back. Stay away from an old poorly man. If there's actually people related, yeah. I guess Mariko has some semblance of like memories now from the other times, and she's trying to work through them. Because we've had it before, definitely. Things where she thought of something and was like, when did I hear this? When did I say this? It's like, yeah, not on this one. Somewhere around here. I don't seem to remember the exact spot, just the fact that a corridor is supposed to be somewhere around here. What? Just trust me. Shit, you're right. There's something wrong with this wall. That's what we're looking for, thanks. Maniko, did you just... This wall is a bloody illusion. What the hell? How do you know of this? Wait, are you the mastermind behind it all? Are you dragging us somewhere just to kill us? How do you see through my evil plan, Shiro? Cheer. Yes? Could you try opening this door? There's a padlock on it, but... Hey, wait up. How do you know Shiro's good at lockpicking? And how do you know she is, Shiro? How do I know? What the hell? Well, I could give it a try. But I would need some kind of wire. A strong one, preferably. Something like a hairpin would do. Shiro should have some metal wires inside of her corset. And now you want me to sacrifice my outfit for the greater good? Yes! You've done so many times before. Well, if you'd rather be stuck in here forever. Fine, I'll bite. Only if you tell me what's behind those doors to begin with. A kitchen. I'm not about to foolishly unleash a horde of Cerberuses on us. A kitchen. And lots of food. I want just a mess of unexpected memories now. I mean, to be fair to Shira, I think that she would know about how good her sister's at lockpicking would be something that does not have anything to do with the whole time shenanigans, and it's just something she would have known before her memories got wiped. For real? Meat included. I swear, if it turns out you're lying about this, just let her open the door. There you go. You're honestly skillful in these things. Thanks, Cher. Sure. You weren't lying about this. Okay, now that that's done. I'm going back for Mako. I want to move him into the cold storage. Into the cold storage? We know he has a fever, but isn't that a little extreme? Ah. Hey, wait up. Why do I get this odd feeling of dread? That if we don't keep his temperature down, he's not going to make it. How is he doing? He's still unconscious. The bleeding stopped for now. However, I'm not sure if it's just me, but his fever seems to be getting worse. Alright then, off we go. Oh boy. Into the cold storage! Miss Mariko? That's what I'm thinking. Did he drink the... It's not an immortality potion, but like... the life-prolonging potion here? Ask Mr. Apers for help if you want to carry him somewhere. I'll be fine. Mako doesn't weigh that much. He is heavier than Shiro, though. I don't even know that. Oh, Mariko. Share. Yes? You don't have to worry about anything anymore. I got it covered. Huh? I'll be in the cold storage if you need me. In the cold storage? Yes! Hey, wait up, I'm coming with you. You don't have to follow me, Shiro. What the hell is up with all of the cryptic talk? And all of the things that happened in a hidden corridor earlier? Don't expect me to just ignore that. I want some bloody answers from you. Oh. Huh. What the fuck? Sweet mother of heart attacks, did he get out of the cupboard? What the hell was that? Did you see that light? Would have been hard to ignore it. Because everybody goes Wait. Holy shit, is that... I know what Shiro is thinking because I'm thinking the same thing, but... Mako has his limbs intact. If that isn't his hand, then whose hand is it? Wait, is everyone else? Oh my god. Oh. Alright. But... did the barrier just shrink? It does look that way, doesn't it? The water of the bubble got closer to the mansion. Wait, weren't Shiro, Yvonne, and Apers out by the fountain? Uh-oh. They were, and they still are. I can barely see them, but there's no doubt. They're on the other side of the barrier. Right, we do know that we can just simply step out as long as we're Man, I wonder how... I guess there's more to than just being just human, considering the whole Apers and his demon situation on her route, but... Oh shit, you're right. You're just standing there. Sure, Yvonne. Can you guys hear us? Probably not. So if you're both Shiro, they won't react. It's probably because of the time difference. Time difference? Time inside of the barriers flows differently than outside. For real? Mako is the one who's supposed to be explaining that to us. Sorry, Shiro, I know I'm probably making little sense at the moment. I simply started remembering some odd things. I can kind of see that. Does this mean the others got out of the barrier and we're the only ones still trapped in here? In a sense. Though that doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't in bigger danger than we are right now. What do you mean? Sure, we'll talk more later. I really need to get him to the cold storage or he's going to die. What are you even waiting for then? Well, you have many questions. Always. We could continue talking in the storage. And I put my glasses on so I can see. I'm not really the expert here, but are you sure this is a good idea? If you don't know, he could go into shock or something. Not to mention, you should really put on something warmer if you want to stay here with him. You're right. I'll go look for a blanket. Will you stay with him for a moment? Sure, I can do that. Shiro, I can trust you, right? Yeah, you can trust me. To be fair to Shiro, I think she's the one who should be more suspicious of you right now, but... April's found a blanket for me somewhere around here. I'm sure I'll be able to find one as well. I don't want that, no! Shit, my mind's a mess. How do I know these things? When did all those things happen? How is he? Still non-responsive, but I guess the low temperature in here is helping. Hey, what are you... Okay, I know you want him to cool down, but at least let the guy have his clothes on. I'm not planning to strip him, I just want to check something out. He has his arm. Just as I thought. What the? Are those bruises? His whole hand is practically black. Monaco. Hey, wait up. We shouldn't leave him in here on his own. In here on his own. Sorry, I just need a moment to think. I'll be right back. Oh, who lit the fire? The demon isn't here yet. She always appeared on this side later on. No, not mine. Anna's the granddaughter of a different me. I have nothing to do with her. She was never born in this timeline. She appeared from the same timeline Theodore came from. And... Wait, Marco. Can't be true. Oh, there's a whole island here. Yeah, and the mausoleum over there is the bathhouse. Neat. Okay, let's go back to Marco. Alright. Poor guy's going to freeze in there. He hasn't moved an inch. I think it's helping though. His skin isn't as hot anymore. You're right. His fever seems to have gone down at least. But wait, isn't he getting a bit too cold to the touch now? And is it just me or did he get even more pale? Uh-oh. Don't tell me. Shit, Marco, he didn't just die on us, did he? Marco? Oh no, mister, you're not doing this to me now. Wake up. Come on, wake up. You don't have to shout. Okay. You're alive. So it seems. Did you bring me here? You should get a kick in the butt for making us worry like that. You were worried about little old me. Yes. Brother, we have some kind of arm that looks like it could have belonged to you, just not attached to anyone in the building now. If you can joke like that, I'm guessing you'll be fine. Shit. It's raining again. Marco, what the hell is happening to you? Well, from what I gather, I may have gotten a serious case of soul sickness. Soul sickness. It usually happens when your body and mind come under severe stress and fall out of sync. What? I guess I overdid it. Hey. What? Don't hit the floor, stay with us here. And now he's shivering. Out. Out! Out! Into the warm bath! I'd say to the bathhouse, yeah. Take him to the bathhouse. The water there is warm. So he can drown the very moment we look away. Point taken. We should just take him upstairs and throw a bunch of covers over him. Okay. They should warm him up, right? Serious case of soul sickness. The SCSS, the serious case of soul sickness. I guess this is as good of a place as any. Let's get him on the bed. I'll give him my blanket too. There. Now he's all snug and warm. His ice cold. Oh. He stopped shivering. Oh, good. Far from good. I think it means he's going into hypothermia. Jesus. Come on, give us a break. Maniko, what does it look like? I'm getting under the sheets with him. Sharing body heat is the best way to get warm, isn't it? Really? That's all you want to share? What's so funny? The fact you're using this as an excuse. And then when he wakes up, oh boy, I need to see this. You seem oddly familiar with this kind of scenario, Shiro. Been reading too many shady novels, I'm guessing. Hey. I like my novels the way they are, thanks. Okay. I would like to say... How about you help me out here? You want me to get under the sheets with you? Yes! Whatever helps in keeping him alive. I'll think about it. Be right back. Shady novels like this? Visual novel? You actually asked her that? Marco, you're awake. How do you feel? Hot and cold at the same time, dizzy, nauseous, as if I had the worst hangover of my life. I won't lie, I feel like shit. I'm kind of like I'm about to die any minute. Oh there, not on my watch. Come here, I'll try to warm you up. Oh yeah, he does look a little... His whole body feels like ice. I found the situation oddly ironic. Because I was the one who asked you to be my personal heater. I do not remember. That was meant. That was many streams ago. You remember that? I'm not sure what it is that I remember, but I think you made me jump back in time. So you both ended up here. You remember that too? Haven't you realized it by now? I was jumping through timelines this whole time myself. And after I told you not to pair with me at any cost, we ended up together anyway. I'm still not sure I understand how that's a bad thing, though. It's because we're incompatible with each other. We're incompatible. Well, I'm incompatible with just about anyone, so it's not your fault. I was hoping I would be able to find a timeline where you would pair with anyone but me, and then merge with them with the Soulstone's help. That was our best bet at getting out of this whole mess alive. But it never happened. Didn't it? You also chose me the first time I saw your daughter King, so I suppose now we went full circle. I chose you the first time? Technically, that is true for our playthrough, actually. But I paired up with you one last time, didn't I? True. In the direct timeline that sent us back here, we did pair up with you one. Was it April's? How do any of these memories fit together? I can tell what happened when. You do look cozy. Is the Sleeping Beauty awake? Here you go, drink this. That's not tea, is it? No, it's wine. I warmed it up and added some spices in. Ooh, spicy. It should help. Thanks. Come on, give me your legs. Oh, did you consider my offer after all? Shut up. Now we have the 3 characters that I've given the least different kind of voices to. Like, on one hand, that's technically easier on the voice, but yet it's like, wow, who the hell is even talking? They all sound the same. Damn, you really are freezing. Dude, your heart is hammering like crazy. Is that because of your condition, or are you just excited to have Maniko this close to you? Who knows? Maybe it's your doing. Yeah. If you're able to pull lines such as that, you can't be feeling that bad. Although I can't deny that Maniko's breasts are pressing against my back while we're like this. Oh ho ho! Is that a complaint? Of course not. Jesus Christ. Any of these 3, even if they're close to dying. I'm putting Mako in the same horny jail that I put Maniko in last time, by the way. You the lucky one. I fall asleep. Did you? Maybe. Good. Mako seems warm to the touch again. Does that mean it helped? Is the worst over? Not together. No, separate. Separate jail cells. Shiro seems to be awake. And Marco falling asleep as well. Wait. I was waiting for you to wake up. He's been like that for a while now. He's not a natural redhead. Why is his hair illusion magic? Seems that the spell he had on himself wore off. I had a feeling he'd been concealing his normal appearance, but, well, now it's evident. I think I remembered some things too. You remembered something? Yeah, but I'm not sure how to even tackle all the things that suddenly came into my mind. And... ah, would you look at that? Green eyes. Oh, a single person cells. Even his eyes. Marco, how do you feel? A lot better. Thank you, both of you. I think you might have saved my life. Thank Maniko, not me. She's the one who took care of you. But you helped. And besides, wouldn't you have done the same for me if she wasn't around? What? Oh, you honestly think I'm that kind of person? I don't know. I don't think you are. I know you are. Aw, you don't know me. I would have left you to die in that icebox anytime. Of course you would. Shiro never changes. Well, I believe you two have some things to talk about. Call me if you need me. Okay. Did I miss something? I think you might have. Mako, your hair and eye color. Oh. I'm guessing it wore off. No harm done. Let me just... there. Good as new. Well, have you figured it out yet? You must have a bunch of theories by now. Who are you talking to? Me the player? Me as Ishin? Ever since that reveal, it's never been relevant again. That Ishin has his own views through her. We the player through Ishin. I wonder if they forgot. Oh, okay. Let's go through all of them. Are you my son? Would it freak you out if I was? Considering we kissed. You know, there's one thing that had me wondering. When we met for the first time down in the basement, when I introduced myself as Marco, you seemed confused. Why were you confused, Maniko? Because the name sounded familiar to me. It sounded familiar to you. That's interesting. How is it interesting? Because that name shouldn't mean anything to you. Not here. When you sent my consciousness back in time, I had a vision. Or a memory, I'm not sure what it was. In that memory, I said I would name my child Marco if it turned out to be a boy. You remembered something like that. That must have given you a scare, huh? You can relax, Maniko. I'm not related to you in any way. Uh-huh. Are you sure? Positive. Okay. How you feel though, son? Like father, like son, huh? I wonder who he's a bigot to. I assume Theodore told you that he's unable to have children, though. He did, but that applies to after he drank the potion. Because of time shenanigans or for real? Yeah, I'm not... I'm just going to wait it out. But what about before that? Smart observation. But no, Theodore never had any children. He's not my father. Thank the heavens for that. Okay. Are you his brother? I do like that they're just like, you must have theories, so let's go through them one by one. My personality would make sense then, wouldn't it? Your hair and eye color too. Speaking of which, why did you hide it? To make myself less suspicious in your eyes, I guess. Black hair and emerald green eyes would have made you suspicious of me at first glance, wouldn't they? Especially when you seem to remember some things about Theodore. Oh, I still found you suspicious. That you did. Are you Theodore himself? Don't you think there might be a contradiction to that theory? Wait, you're right. Both Theodore and you were there at the same time once. But that's not necessarily a contradiction if we have people jumping through timelines. We already have an arm that looks just like yours. God knows where it came from. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay, you're someone who took Theodore's place in this game. In a sense, that is true. But it was Theodore himself who made me take his place. So he was asking for it. And that still doesn't answer your question, does it? Well, you did come up with some good theories. And one of them is actually true. Wait, one of them is true? Am I interrupting? Of course I am. Damn it, Shiro. This is the book you used to brew those potions, wasn't it? This is the book you used to brew those potions with, isn't it? Well then, surprise, surprise, I remember that I also know how to read Lurian. Show me the page with that potion recipe of yours. There's no such thing as memory restoring potions, is there? Wait, you mean... It took a while for someone to figure that out. Congratulations, Shiro. Congratulations, my ass. What the hell did you want us all to drink? Just a harmless sedative that would knock you out for an hour or two. It gave Shiro and I a bit of room to work with. What? Shiro was in on this whole thing with you? She wasn't the best fit for the role, but she did play her part well enough. You never noticed, did you? Back when I was giving her a change of bandages in the hall, I actually used that as an excuse to give her a pair of instructions, along with some powder that would make the potions harmless for us. Wait, so you mean those faces were all played out? More like improvised. I'm sorry, Mariko, but I actually lied about not leaving your side when we drank the potions together. Yeah, I am well aware of that, thank you. Shiro was stuck with Shiro back at the time. I was almost positive Shiro wouldn't agree to drink the potion with anyone, so I had to be the one to place a note in the library. Shiro was... What the hell are you talking about? You didn't get to drink the potions because you... Hey, wait. If all of this was a ruse to begin with, why the hell did you want us to drink those potions in pairs? None of this makes any goddamn sense. Oh, but it makes perfect sense. See, even if you decided not to drink the potion with your partner, in the end, you had to consider all kinds of factors involved and share your thoughts on the matter. Like, whether you trusted me enough if the potions really were what I said they were, and then, if you trusted one another enough to actually drink them in your presence. That kind of problem solving required teamwork. It was a good excuse to make you work together. The means justified the ends. Oh, no. Please, do not say that. You wanted us to trust one another. You've not done a very good job of that, my guy. There, our one and only ticket out of here. You were the one who had the stone all along. Instead of his pouch to boot. Not always. Not always. Sometimes I had it, sometimes Shiro had it. The same could be said about the note. So my hunch was right. You were the mastermind behind everything all along. You're glad you're sick and bedridden, because otherwise I would totally punch you right now. If we did it any other time. You're not even denying it anymore. Did it ever cross your mind to just, you know, drop the whole pretense and simply tell us the truth? Are you being serious? If someone had told me straight out that they want me to trust and open up to someone just to get out of here, I would have flipped them the finger without a second thought. I mean, trust isn't something you can just force yourself to feel, is it? A whole situation needed a careful approach. Kind of understand where you're coming from. But it still doesn't justify all this. Besides, why do you keep talking as if... Holy shit, what is this crap? Did we actually drink those potions at some point? Why do I remember stuff that didn't happen? Sure. You're also remembering things from other timelines. Other timelines? Wait, what is happening here? Wait, no. Wait, is that what's happening here? You got to be kidding me. Ever since we got separated from the others, my mind's been getting assaulted with all kinds of confusing crap. Come to think of it, that's also an eye. We get separated. Yes, Marco. It's only the three of us. Because I'm simply assuming that Theodore is not going to be down in the basement. Also, dude, look at that. Explain that to us. Why is your arm here when it's still attached? I see. You see? What the hell do you see? In one of the timelines when Maniko paired up with you, Shiro, we had a bit of a demon problem on our hands. I figured I'd try getting rid of it while sending the demon back in time, with the same spell I've been using myself all along. But she interrupted me when I was casting it and the whole thing went haywire. I'm guessing the demon's body ended up here. It had to make an anomaly in space and time, and that's what tore the barrier apart. Along with the limb I also lost back at the time. Perhaps that anomaly is currently what's making you remember things that happen in different dimensions. Great! Odd. Odd doesn't even begin to describe it. So the bruises you have on your hand right now, they've gotten a little better since my last jump, but remember how I said that I was having a serious case of soul sickness? That's what happens when your soul remembers different things compared to your own body. I lost my hand, and that's what my consciousness registered. So when I jumped into another timeline, into a body that still had that limb intact, my mind had a misinformation clash. Once your mind and body get out of sync too much, well, weird things start to happen, as you can see. Not to mention, I've been overdoing it with the jumping at this point. Each single time takes a toll on you, making it worse and worse. Wait, so what you're saying is... Shiro? No wonder I feel so out of sorts. Shit, I think I died once? Not once. It takes a joel on you? Weird. Marco, are you telling us that every timeline you've experienced is going to start affecting us right now? No, wait. You weren't jumping directly like I was. If you're just gaining some memories from those other dimensions, that's all they are. Your soul should be fine, despite everything. The only thing that should be affecting you is the timeline you appeared from yourself, Maniko. The one where you found Theodore down in the basement. And nothing bad happened to you there, so you should be... Shit. That asshole leached off your mana pool, didn't he? Is that important? Maniko, your soul's mana pool doesn't get refilled while you're jumping. I can't keep jumping back and forth to infinity like this either. There was always a limit to this. Those 2 months we initially had. To be honest, this might be the end of the line. Yes, my guy, we do have timelines where you just kind of went poof. For the both of us. Also, in case you're wondering, I can't just cast the spell out of the blue either. It requires a great amount of mana, which I've been running low on more and more. I had to stay long and long in each timeline, waiting for my energy to regenerate before I could use it properly again. I was about to ask if you can't just send the 3 of us somewhere else. So much for that idea, I guess. So what do we do? I don't know. At this point, I'm honestly out of ideas. Don't just give up on us. You always a bit more enthusiasm if anything. Not to mention you have to take some responsibility for your actions. Would you mind if I took a look at that holy and mighty book of yours? You won't understand a thing from it, Shiro. Most of the spells aren't even written in a language that's used anymore. All the more reason for you to show it to me. It's down in the basement. Shelf above the tables. Second one from the left, green cover. You can't miss it. Right? Right. Got it. Care for some tea, Maniko? No, actually, I would like for you to finish what we were talking about earlier. So which of the theories is true? You said that Shiro and you have been leaving that note for us to find depending on the situation. Has Shiro been jumping through timelines as well? No, she only did it once, by mistake to boot. By mistake? How do you accidentally jump through dimensions and times? She interrupted me down in the basement, the very first time I wanted to jump. Oh, and I accidentally stepped out. Because she did that, her consciousness jumped back in time instead. As for me, well, I did follow suit, but not the way I was supposed to. Not only did my consciousness get sent back in time, but my whole body as well, along with the book. That's how there were 2 copies of it. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, there were 2 copies of Marco all of a sudden too. It was such a convenient coincidence that I appeared at the same time the other me was preparing the potions down in the basement. All I needed to do was knock him out and take his place. Nobody would know the difference. I stuffed my other self in a wardrobe you guys so eagerly tended to open at times. But I also changed him back to his true self before doing that. Okay, that answers which one of the theories is correct. I was hoping he simply wouldn't wake up anymore. I'm not his son, Maniko. I just borrowed his name. It was the first thing that came to my mind when I had to introduce myself as someone else. You... Theodore. Hello, Maniko. Well, you could say I'm Theodore, but at the same time, I'm not Theodore anymore. Theodore and I, we're sort of like the same entity, but we're not the same person. I'm someone who holds access to all of Theodore's memories, while not having any memories of my own. I didn't have any memories before I came into existence, I guess. So, the fact that you could both exist at the same time, it was because I spell duplicated you? Just imagine Theodore's surprise. I told you, didn't I? But Theodore couldn't stay inside of the barrier anymore since he already used up his mana pool. Well, this was his way of trying to trick the barrier. He used a time spell on himself. He wanted to send himself back in time and make his body revert to the point when his mana pool wasn't used up yet. What the spell actually did, though, I think it simply modified his soul's essence to a small degree. But it did give the desired outcome. I look younger and the barrier does think I'm a different person altogether with a new mana pool at my disposal. I don't feel like Theodore anymore. I look at him as a separate person. And honestly, I'm pretty critical in regards to his way of thinking, in case that wasn't obvious yet. I find it hard to even identify with him. Both our views and feelings were different. So wait, Theodore's consciousness is simply stuck somewhere inside of you. No, he's not stuck anywhere. He's just a part of me, like I'm a part of him. So basically, we have a case of multiple identities going on, except it's a little more complicated because one of them is trying to make all of this work way differently than the other. I see. I'm still Theodore, Maniko. A different Theodore. And I'm also Mako now. So the whole flirting and then your sudden backpedaling, was that all an act? Was this whole thing just a game to you? It wasn't just a game. Look, I do have insight into your history, Theodore, but none of those things happened with the current me. When we got closer, it all felt new to me. And surprisingly different. Different. I don't want to make you upset. I don't think Theodore ever truly loved you, Mario. Yeah, no shit, brother. Really? Hell, the guy doesn't even know what love is. And you do? I don't get this, Marco. Is this spell permanent? Are you going to stay like this forever now? I can still change back. The plan always was for me to change back once this whole thing was over. And if I do change back, I will go back to being Theodore. Once that happens, I won't be able to change into Marco ever again. The same thing applies the other way around. Once I stay too long like this, I won't be able to change back to Theodore anymore either. So, that decision needs to be made sometime soon. What would be your decision? To be completely honest, being Theodore was easier in a lot of ways. Not only does he not care about a lot of things I find myself caring about, he's also a lot more stable, emotionally, than I am. Meanwhile, being the way I am now is kind of scary. Let me tell you, being a teenager for a second time in your life sucks. Are your hormones running rampant again? Don't even get me started on that. The prospect of staying like this for long years to come. Right, you won't age well being Marco either, right? You would basically be stuck in a body for a teenager for another eternity. Oh, it could have always been worse. At least I don't look 5. And all in all, I also got to experience new things while being like this, so I'm not really complaining. Things like what? Things like letting myself trust someone, for instance. It took time and it still scares the hell out of me, but... Mind if you get some fresh air? Okay. It doesn't look like the barrier dislocated that much on this side. You know, you tried using the soul stone with fear though once. It was a waste of stone. Is that why you think we're incompatible? But you're different now, aren't you? Why do you think it's still a bad idea in itself? Because there's something fear that has been keeping secret from you. You never found the courage to tell you about something very crucial to your life, and that's probably the reason why the whole trust thing never worked with you. Does that have anything to do with fiancés? The fact that he was apparently betrothed to my granddaughter? No, it's not that. For the record, that was family arranged, and was Theodore's fiancé before he even got to meet her. He wasn't very happy about the whole idea. I see. Well then, whatever that secret is, why don't you tell me about it now then? It's not like we have much to lose at this point, do we? I suppose. How much did Theodore tell you? He says a lot of words, but they rarely ever actually mean anything. He told me that he appeared from another timeline. That his mother had sent him 50 years into the past, and that he wanted to kill me at first, but he didn't. He told you more than I expected he would then, but I'm guessing he didn't give you the full story. After Theodore appeared in this timeline, he wanted to change history so that the things he ran away from couldn't come back to haunt him again. Did it ever occur to you that it was a tad too convenient that he appeared back in that forest to help you? Haniko, it was no coincidence that your mansion went up in flames. That was all Theodore's doing. Aha! That's what I was wondering about last time, right? It's like, wait, but if he got sent back this far... So what, did he try to kill the whole family so it wouldn't come to be his whole betrothal and him being sent back in the past?
But wouldn't that give us a paradox?
He wanted to get rid of the whole Blair Knot bloodline altogether. He went after your cousins, uncles, aunts, and in the end he went after your mother and you. Is he also the reason why my father never came back home? No, Theodore wasn't responsible for that. Your father went missing when you were 6, didn't he? That's new information. Theodore wasn't in this timeline back at the time yet. But he was the reason why my mother died. And also the reason why Ishin. And despite all this, he just... Like he said, he wanted to kill you like all the others at first. But then he figured that he's changed history enough as it is. You were the sole survivor of the Blair Knots, and something about you intrigued him. He assumed that you wouldn't survive the ritual he offered to perform for Ishin and you to begin with. But you did survive. And the moment you introduced yourself, he was already thinking of ways to kill you. Then he decided to use you as a guinea pig for the potion, so he stayed with you for those couple of years until he finally figured how to mix... the ingredients together. Just surprised he survived drinking it yet again. You just wouldn't die, Maniko. And then despite everything, you stayed and looked after him while he drank the potion himself. Theodore didn't really have the heart to kill you at that point anymore. Just don't get me wrong. What Theodore did was horrible, and it's not my intention to justify his actions in any way. But I know it might be out of place for me, since I shouldn't speak for Theodore while I'm like this. But right now, at this very moment, I do regret the things I did. I guess what I'm asking here for is your forgiveness. Ahaha! Oh, brother. Well, we are going for his true ending, but I don't like it. You had your reasons. Honestly, I'm not sure if I wouldn't have done the same in your case. Besides, if you hadn't done the things you did, I'd be dead right now. In a roundabout way, you actually saved my life. That's a big roundabout. Very big. If you want to look at it that way. I suppose I did. Still, sorry for making things so difficult for you. It's just something I have to live with at this point. I'm actually grateful to you for everything you've done for me. Mako. Well, even if we manage to merge this time around, there's always a chance we might get killed confronting a demon, right? What do you say we make use of the time we have left? Roundabout all around the planet. To the moon and back. Honestly, you and Theodore are so much alike in so many ways at this point. Even with your memories gone, getting into people's pants seems to be a big hobby of yours. Not that I'm complaining. I just find it amusing, that's all. You know, technically I haven't done anything in 2 months. Are you sure you'll be able to handle it? Jesus Christ, my dude. We are going to die. Okay, whatever you say. I'm the one who should be asking that question. Mako, you were almost dying a little while ago. Well, I might not live up to the same standards Theodore did as far as stamina goes, but... The horny jail. All of them. It's cute seeing you admit that. Cute. But I was actually worried about your well-being. Are you even feeling up to something like this? Is that supposed to be a trick question? Oh, brother. Maniko, back in the bathhouse when you kissed me, for the first time in my life I felt, well, butterflies in my stomach. Theodore was over 80 years old and he never experienced that kind of feeling. I think that says something. Is that what you were so surprised about? And then you backed away. Because it scared me. It scared you. Up till that point, I did see our interactions in a different light. I tried flirting with you and you flirted back. It was a fun game I didn't mind playing. But then things started getting serious. I thought I wouldn't really care either way. But at a single moment, it actually made me hesitate. All of a sudden, I hated the idea of leaving you to your death. That's why I left that page for you, hoping it might help you in any way, even though I knew it was hopeless to begin with. The only thing that made me want to stick to my plans at that point was the fact that I knew I would see you again in another timeline the next moment anyway. That's what kept me going. I needed to stick to my plans if I wanted us to have a chance of getting out of here alive. It's kind of ironic, really. Theodore wanted to do everything in his power to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, at this very moment, I want to do everything in my power to keep you alive. Does it still scare you? Yes. I don't really know what love is supposed to feel like, but I'll admit, what I'm feeling for you right now is pretty overwhelming. It's way stronger than anything I've ever experienced before. I want to kiss him right now. We should probably move upstairs. Oh my god. Please, how are they going to get out of here? Shiro could walk in on us here. Shiro could walk in on us anywhere. He's right, you know. Shiro, just keep it down. I want to be able to hold you my own thoughts. I was about to say, we haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's still alive. It's very convenient that the barrier threw everyone else outside, so they only have to think about having Shiro somewhere while being able to ignore everyone else. I will leave you up to the task of becoming my personal heater again. If that's what the lady wishes. This time is on the house, just for you. Oh, God. Mariko. I will try using the stone with you in this form. That kind of combination will hold less risk. And I'm more powerful like this, as far as magic goes anyway. You're more powerful like this? Yes, because he still has his whole mana pool. Unlike the Theodore, who used up his mana pool almost completely to try and figure out how to stop that weird thing on your hand. The fact that I turned physically weaker, it strengthened my spells, yes. What do you know? But after that, if you do manage to kill that demon and survive all this, personally, I wouldn't mind changing back into Theodore. There was always the plan, and that's been something I assumed would happen all along. But at the same time, being like this has kind of grown on me. I wouldn't mind staying the way I am right now either. Both options have their good and bad sides. No, both options have a true ending attached to them. So, I would like you to make this decision for me. You want me to decide? Yes. Ooh, I don't know, dude. Let this be your decision, Maniko. I want you to choose which version of me you prefer. You honestly want to leave something like that up to me? You're the one who's going to live on with this. If you did change back, would your feelings for me change? I have no idea. There's no telling what might happen, whether I'll still care for you the way I do right now, or if something might change. Well, I know I could go back to being the asshole I always was. So keep that in mind. He honestly wants to leave this up to me. Okay. Crazy. Well, for now, we want you to stay as Mako. We want to see that ending first. I like you the way you are right now, Mako. To be fair, if you look at Mako unrelated to, like, how he was as Theodore, he... No, he also very much did set us up to be killed. Kinda. Because he always acted under the assumption that he could just jump to another timeline. Not a single version of him is truly... truly someone you should go for. I don't want you to disappear. Even if that means Theodore won't be coming back anymore. Maybe that's for the best anyway. We could start things anew. Really? You'd like me to stay with you after everything? Yes, as long as you're fine with it. If you really feel that way, I would like it to give us a second chance as well. No, a first chance. I'm not the man I used to be, and I never will. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to pull off the things Theodore sometimes did, even if I tried. So no more whores? Excuse me? Definitely not. Never say never, Mako. Well, unless you wanted some yourself. Ay. Come on, let's do this. Ay. Alright. Let's see if it's going to actually work for them. To be fair, I think there is definitely more trust between them this way, but that does not guarantee the stone working, I think. There you are. Oh. Huh? This is why Theodore and I met, isn't it? Any particular reason why you came here? just felt a little nostalgic, I guess. And the view here was always magnificent. Can't argue with that one. April has been awake for 3 days now. He'll probably pass out soon. He once said she'd be the one to drink the potion this time, but... Isn't it ironic, Maniko? We got rid of one demon and now we're involved with another. You just can't seem to leave us alone. It's like we're cursed or something. Well, hopefully this will be the last of them. After we fix Apris's problem, do you think we could go somewhere? We're far away from here. We should probably leave for a few years anyway. The townspeople might start getting suspicious of us soon again. Of you at least. Yes, we should settle somewhere for a year or 5. Just the 2 of us. You sound like an old man, Marco. Well, I do happen to be 80 years old. Touché. But I do like the idea. A change of scenery would be nice. I'd love to see more of the outside world, especially when I remember so little of it. Perhaps it would be better if you never did get all of your memories back. Some things will be new and exciting for you once again. And to be honest, I like you the way you are right now. I'm less damaged, you mean? Something like that. You remind me more of the Maniko I first met. And you know, I'm starting to think that people just aren't designed to live longer than they should. Being nearly immortal gets to your head sooner or later. Watching people around you grow old, feeling excluded and things like that. And getting bored of almost everything along the way, more or less. Well, you have me. I made it. You didn't kill me because you were lonely. Oh well, I'll try to keep you entertained for as long as I can. Thank you for everything, Maniko. I'm happy that I met you. Oh. Well, good for them. There are no clues to be found in Marco's trip. Who would have guessed? So what happens now? Does it still loop? It still loops. Oh, that's interesting coding. You'd think that after a true ending like this, it shouldn't necessarily throw you back out there, but okay. Well then. Let's go for another one. If you're sure about this, I'd like you to go back to being Theodore. Alright. If that's what you want, I won't complain. Though it still baffles me. After everything he's done, just what do you see in that guy, Maniko? That's a very good question. It's hard to put it into words. It's an odd feeling, being jealous of another part of yourself. You're jealous? I always was. But not only like this. To be completely honest, whenever you flirted with me all those times, a part of me was jealous of that. What? I suppose the Theodore in me is jealous that I took his place. So maybe there's still some hope left for that guy after all. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Nah, forget it. May I have just one last request? What is it? Could you kiss me one last time? With a CG? No. No CG. Ending song immediately, okay. I also do not know what she sees in him. I'm not gonna lie. You still like them together? Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yep. Well, let's see what the after credit scene is like first. Is a sleeping beauty going to wake up? Ah, interesting. Theodore. Rise and shine, love. Did we... We did. It's over. I have to admit though, you surprised me. In the end, you preferred the cynical asshole over the caring boy. Caring boy, my ass. Mako's more fucked in the head than you are, huh? Even with your memories gone, I suppose I really damaged you over all these years. I like my taste the way it is, Theodore. Of course you do. What's not to love about you? Is that sarcasm? Not this time. That brat made me understand a lot of things. How did you ever manage to put up with me, Mariko? I'm still wondering about that myself. I suppose I'm just as crazy as you are. Crazy? I must say, though, that was an eye-opening experience, in more ways than one. I promise to treat you better from now on. Who are you and what have you done to the real Theodore? I believe a certain fake redhead is to blame for his disappearance. Okay. Yeah. No. There's no time and clone excuses technically. What? No. What do you mean? Theodore is not related to her. He's just an ass. Okay, well. Time for a secret ending. It's quite literally called that. Thanks for helping me out, Shiro. You just kissed me. Just a small peck on your cheek, Shiro. It's my way of showing gratitude. You don't have to get so worked up over it. Maybe the secret ending is a poly ending. That's it. I'm erasing this whole conversation from my memory. Oh, Shiro. Do you really kiss people just to thank them? Of course not. But now that Shiro's gone, I can also thank you the way I wanted to. Something wrong? Just wandering and trying to get used to your current hair and eye color. Oh. I'm guessing it won't. Yeah, okay. Yes, it did wear off. Blah, blah, blah. We go through all of the questions again. We say he had his reasons. Theodore was promised to be Anne, the granddaughter's fiance. And Anne made a pact with a demon that went haywire, so the demon took over her and killed her whole family. And Theodore's mother is trying to save him from that, but he's not like biologically or blood related to the family. He's just someone who would have married into the family. So yes, they're family in that sense, but they're not blood related. My issue with Theodore is just him being not very nice. Aha. Do you like Shiro? Yeah, no, don't worry. Should I ask why you're bringing this up now? Come on, I only gave her a peck on her cheek. I'm serious. I want you to be honest with me. Well, she's fun to be with. I asked because back in one of the timelines, Theodore brought up something interesting. He said there's been something we've been meaning to try out since forever, but we never found the right person for it. Oh no. Yeah, okay. You mean the time when he approached me asking if... Wait, you'd like to take Shiro to bed with us? The demon would have been rather annoying for going after someone who wasn't part of the family yet. Well, we don't... Since Theodore's mom used some kind of time magic, who knows if Theodore and Anne weren't married at that point yet, you know? And then she used time magic to send a version of him that was before all that happened back to save him. As soon as they involve like time shenanigans like this anyway, you could always argue, oh, but what if the person who used the time magic went back even further, blah blah blah. It's just an idea. If you'd like to entertain that kind of idea, I would have nothing against it. You're not Theodore, so I wouldn't have to worry about my life being in constant danger while I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'd be more worried about Shiro's approach to something like this, though. I have a feeling it would take a miracle to convince her that this is something to even consider. It wouldn't hurt to ask. Oh my god. This is so funny. It's like, oh yeah, we're still in danger of dying. Worst case scenario, she'd simply say no. And label us as some kind of pervert. Not that I care. Well, you guys are perverts. Now I have no doubts about that anymore. Shira, have you been eavesdropping? What do you think? That I was about to ignore the answers this guy had to give? So what do you say, Shira? Perverts! Both of you! Let me talk to her. We still have a demon outside. I am still upset that this is never relevant. It's just the background. It's still a go with my fiance's grandma. When she was younger. And also I killed her entire family after I was sent back in time. To not have the whole thing happen to me. Like, he's still very much responsible. Like, in the original timeline, her granddaughter and that demon is responsible for killing the entire family. So then one person gets sent back in time, only for this person to do pretty much the same damage, just even earlier in time. And then he strings you along, and you lose your dragon. You're now so bound to your dragon, which never comes up again. You also don't age as a normal person would anymore, so now you're stuck with this guy. You're having some kind of hate sex time and time again. And what I still don't understand is how exactly we came to be inside of... Why are we inside the mansion now? What is the how did this come to be? But yeah, let's go for the ending where we get together with him. No matter which version of him, like his original version or the one that's he kind of built by changing up his memories, blah blah blah. They wanted to experiment with the other fallen soul stones. Oh, true. Yeah, I get. I'd say getting together with any of the others. And having that person maybe drink the potion so they also become someone who's slow to age, so you don't have to watch them die, whatever, is somewhat better. I'm not going to get into the whole, oh, one person is already way older than the other at the time. Like, it's the same issue with most vampire stories as well. You only ever, or you mostly see vampire stories where the vampire still looks younger or young-ish, and turns someone who's barely an adult, if even, into a vampire as well, and no one really questions that one. But technically, obviously, the vampire who's been a vampire for 400 years already would, most of the time, with how the world building is written, just have more experience. So it's never even. Okay, well let's get our secret threesome ending. Apparently, I keep thinking about it. Thinking about that. Wait, are you talking about? Look, even if I was intrigued with the idea, because I kind of am, damn it. There's. You don't know something about me. We do, Shiro. It sucked to become a vampire at underage, yeah. It really depends on, is it like, does it mean your brain, like your mental age, also gets stuck at the age where you get turned into a vampire, or do you get to grow? Just like your body stopped growing, but do you mentally still get to grow? But I feel like few series or few mainstream series actually get into the intricacies of that. Like the most some people will do is, oh my god, living forever? Just things to your brain. Wow, wow, wow. Are you worried Marco might mind? I'm aware of your secret, Shiro. How? This is so unfair. You told me about it yourself, you know. Okay. There's only one correct way of doing this. Is there? Oh. I'm a dude! What? You've been hitting on a dude all along, dude. How do you feel about that? Still so eager to bug me. Shira. She's actually scared of rejection, isn't she? By being aggressive in someone's face like this, she makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal to her. But I know better. In reality, she's really nervous about this. Really? You're a guy? That's what I just said. I know this is going to take a while to sink in properly. Are you still in shock? Why the hell are you blushing? I wouldn't mind. What? I mean, Frida's never been with another man before, but that doesn't mean he never was intrigued with the idea. I wouldn't mind giving it a try. Oh my god, what is with this secret ending? Vampires are way too low on age until 18 or whatever the country says. Honestly, I imagine you're like, I don't know, 17, you're in your last year of high school. Or you're close to finishing school or whatever, and then you get turned into a vampire and you'd have to just repeat that same year over and over. You never get to legally drive. Those kind of things. This is the option we have to take. Can I watch? You guys really are perverts. Did I say something wrong? I think Shiro's just embarrassed. We'll need to approach this whole topic more carefully with her. Serious question time. Do you guys even, you know, like me? Or are you approaching this just as just a curious one-time thing? Because I'm not really one for one-night stands. I would get emotionally involved whether I wanted to or not. If something like that would be a problem, then we can drop this whole topic as it is. I believe you misunderstood me back there. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. This isn't just a whim to try out something new. You surprised me. Would be weird if I didn't consider. I'm surprised. Marco, with all his time jumping, did not know. That's the only common time jump. This is like, it's the mana pool is not actually like something magical. It's actually about how horny you can be. I think both Maniko and I care about you more than you think. I can get behind that. Okay, at this point it's no use denying it anymore. I did remember some really weird things in the meantime. And I think I kind of do like you guys, both of you. I actually liked Maniko from the very start. With you, it took a while to get used to. But something about you always intrigued me too. Just... Look, I've never been in a normal relationship before, let alone something like this. And judging by your behavior, you guys are way more experienced in these kinds of things than I am. So... how's this even supposed to work? Oh, there's many ways, Shiro. Well... simply enjoy each other's company for the time being and just see where that gets us. There's no need to overthink this. You guys have a barrier you need to get out of before you go do all this. Easy for you to say. I mean, look, if I were to do things with Maniko, wouldn't that make you jealous? Would you feel left out? I believe something like that depends on your approach. I wouldn't mind watching, and I could always join you if you wanted me to. Can you even say something like that with a straight face? I think I know what you're really worried about here, Shiro. Don't worry, we wouldn't make you feel left out. It feels like I'd be intruding on you two or something. Even though we're the ones who asked you to join us. I believe this calls for some cuddle times. That would be a good start. Do we get a CG? Hey, we already did this before, remember? You helped me get Marco warm. Yeah, but that was... just imagine we're doing that again. We could take turns. Let's get you warm first this time. Did we get a CG? No? Oh, we change clothes first. Come on, Shiro, we won't bite. And my parents found out about this. Well, now I've solid proof that you were Theodore all along. Why did I think of this earlier? All it would take is to just to take you back. Yeah, right, the piercing. Oh, right, I totally forgot about that. I should probably take that off. You can't take that off? Shiro, how do you think piercings work? It's a piercing, of course you can take it off. It's painful, just looking at it hurts my brain. Girl. Girl. I cannot take this game seriously, man, sometimes. Is your curiosity satisfied? You mean that in regards to the book, or...? I should be the one asking that question. Both you and Maniko. You're like a goddamn pervert. How are you two so chill with all of this is beyond me. Live a little and you get used to all kinds of things. Yeah, but we're already by that topic. How old are you two even? In reality, I mean. I've heard most of your conversations from earlier, so you're not as young as you appear to be, are you? Are you sure you want to know? This is something I like to hear about as well. I have a vague idea about my age, but I'm still unsure about the exact number. Well then. Maniko, you're 64. I'm 15 years older than you are. Well, 16 now if you want to be technical. That makes me 80 years old. That is crazy. Can you say you still look like on the photo? Yeah. That's the whole reason why you would have to move around before people get suspicious that you still look the same. It's kind of mind-boggling, you know? So Maniko's an old grandma in stockings with the sexiest legs in existence, and you're an old cheeser stuck in the body of a teenager? Technically, I'm not stuck anywhere, this is still my body. And to tip it all off, hell, we almost have our ages backwards. Backwards? I'm 18. If you're 81, it would be the same two numbers, just backwards, get it? You're 18. Yeah. Still so young. If someone told me I get to hear something like that from you, of all people. This is something I need to wrap my mind around somehow. You guys don't act as if you're all Jesus, at least. Well, how are we supposed to act? I don't know, more Jesusly. Shiro, honey, did you lock the door? Them scoundrels are all over the place. Wow. Just wow. If it's any easier, you could look at us as vampires instead of old people. Even if we're not vampires. Aren't you? We're not out to suck anyone's blood, no. I said see for myself. Anyway, change of topic. Did you ever wonder why half this book's pages seem blank? Well, as we're mostly handwritten, I always figured they simply didn't get to be filled yet. Why do you ask? Maybe there's some illusion magic on the other pages. These pages aren't actually blank. They're not? The contents on these pages are simply watered with illusion spells. Wow! Took me a while to notice this, but... Wait, you're able to see something on these? Shiro is actually really good at magic. Let me go get something to write with. I try to rewrite what I see. There's still information to be had. On the secret threesome route, we get more lore. I'll be damned. Any idea what the spell does? From what I understand, unlike most of the spells in this book, this one doesn't send you back in time. It sends you into the future. Into the future? Ah! Huh? Wait, does that mean... But would this really help us in any way? 80 years old and outdone by an 80... For real? You said that we are not able to jump anywhere outside of the barrier, didn't you? Since the barrier itself is keeping time and space closed off from the rest of the world. Could we send each other into a point in time where the barrier is already gone? Theoretically, but then we'd appear right next to an angry demon. Unless... Maybe these spells spoke on different terms than the rest of them. Why would they be hidden to begin with? How long would it take you to learn such a spell? This one doesn't seem that complicated, surprisingly. It's actually pretty similar to the spell I've been using all along. So, we don't have much time left inside of the barrier anyway, do we? Do we want to take the scam? You're right, you two are starting to go all fuzzy and stuff. Alright then. If you're going to do this, there's just one more thing I need to go and fetch. Oh! Wait, is that? Yeah. I want us to take this with us just in case. Better to be safe than sorry. Thanks for thinking ahead about this, Marco. Stone? You have a lot of experience with these kinds of spells, right? If anything goes wrong, well, it should still be better than staying here and waiting for our time to run out. You don't like the idea of remaining here and making use of the time we have left? It would be nice if we had more of that time, you know? And I just said that. More time would be nice. Let's give this a try then. Don't fuck this up. You get a kiss from me if you don't, right? Yeah, that's assuming you all survive. Let's make that 2 kisses. You two know how to motivate a person. Okay. Now I am intrigued. Into the future. I guess they're never going to see Yvonne, Apis, and Shiro again, though. If they do that. After all, maybe a few more kisses. A kiss for you. And a kiss for you. Ding, 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 ding. Just maybe not a peck on the cheek. Hey, Maniko, wake up. We're here. I know. Come on, get up. We're going to miss our stop. Coming, I'm coming. Oh. Is this the place? Yep, Shiro said she'd be. There she is. Oh. You made it, sweet. I see you're taking a liking to the local fashion. Dude, you don't know the half of it. You look great, Shiro. As always. Flatterers. But I have to give you credit as well. You two look great yourselves. Is it the cafe you wanted to show us? Yep, they serve the best coffee and hot chocolate in existence. Oh, and hey, did you guys hear? People say there's some kind of phantom thief is supposed to roam the streets today. I want to see them in action. You and your phantom thieves, Shiro. There's a chance an illusionist. I'm not missing out on something like that. Yes, we'll be staying here for a while then. Dun, 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 dun. Is that yours? Wait, that's mine. Is that your phone? Wait, did the three of us get the same message at the same time? An invitation? What? An invitation to what? Huh? What? Huh? Congratulations! There are no clues to be found. Eh? Thank you for playing. Oh, that's the first. That's the first time we got a thank you for playing, I think. But we have one more ending to go through. An invitation to a mansion. I don't know if this is referencing something, if I'm supposed to be able to tell something from this, but okay. Right. I know back then, at least when it released, they said they would like to work on something with SoulSet again. But as far as I'm aware, I haven't been able to put out another thing. Maybe it's some kind of, sequel hook or something. Anyway, we have one more ending. If we tell him to fuck off. Basically. Let me get this straight. You killed my mother, you burnt down my house, Ishin died because of you, and you screwed me for almost 50 years without me knowing about any of this. And now you want me to forgive you. If you want to put it that way. Can't believe you. Well, there's one good thing that came out of the soul ordeal. Your memory loss made you more passionate about life again. It's a nice change, seeing you getting so worked up over anything. What do you mean? You know, you might not remember, but over the years, you became really emotionally frigid, Maniko. In some situations, you became even worse than Theodore himself. So in a way, this might actually be a fitting end for the both of you. Wait, where are you going? This is something you and Theodore should come to terms with. I have nothing to do with this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Marco. If you'd like to grant me one final wish before I disappear, then please, Maniko, kill that asshole. Gods know he deserves it. So, Shiro, I'll need to have that back. Hey! Open a goddamn door. Theodore? My, I've said so many embarrassing things. It almost makes me want to puke. All the things Marco said, they were true, weren't they? Who knows? Theodore, stop playing dumb with me, damn it. Hi, Hi, TK. Good evening. They were true. I killed your mother, and then I used you in all kinds of possible ways. And honestly, I regret saving your sorry ass after you stuck your fingers in places where they didn't belong. All of me. If I didn't stay inside of that barrier looking for a goddamn cure for you, perhaps things wouldn't have ended up like this. All of this is your fault, Maniko. Don't blame me for the mistakes you made, you bastard. Actually, I know I lied about my claw not being that sharp, but do you think I would actually sit a throat open like this? Oh, I remember now. I remember. How we got here, why we got here, all the things that led up till this very moment. The curse on my hand, the spell that kept it frozen. Not only that, I also remember how Theodore and I killed almost every single person that came to this mansion looking for a quick coin. How we buried those poor fools in the courtyards, joking that one day we might make use of them. Theodore, you might have been a self-centered, selfish bastard, but there are things I would like to thank you for. You did teach me some useful things after all. Oh boy. As necromancers, we are feared by many, and I have every intention to make that demon horde tremble before me. Demon or no, she's still possessing a mortal human. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Everything has its limits. She's out to get me. She can try. Two can play this game. Oh boy. Maniko. Hello there, love. It's about time you joined me. Isn't all of this getting to your head, Maniko? Overconfidence will get you into trouble. You always were the voice of reason, weren't you? Not this time, Ishi. This time we're doing this my way. Oh. There are no clues to be found. Who would have guessed? Maniko's true ending. Alright. Ah! I do have a locked CG. Why do we have a locked CG? If we've seen all of the ending. Ah! Yes, we have them all. Maniko, a little bit evil. Seems, yeah, seems that way. Ah, nice. But why do we have a locked CG? Wait. We played everything. Oh, you could delete all game progress. Not that I want to do that, but... because we never chose... He never went with a different choice in the kitchen. With the what if the truth isn't actually that complicated? Do it all again, Mr. Memories even more. Interesting. Okay. Nice. That is 33 out of 33. Achievement is the word I'm looking for.
Very nice. Thank you for the pat.
What do we do now? It's a little too early. I do have my next VN set up technically. I already know what I want to play next. But on the other hand, I would like to start that one fresh. A little thinking. I can tell it's a name. I can also just press a bunch of buttons in the background and get started on it. It's just I haven't done any of my like thumbnails and the like. That's the problem. But the next visual novel that we're going to do, be doing is Lock and Key. You know, the newest Elan game, Studio Elan game. Oh, I also still have the full release of Rain, technically. Thinking.
Oh, yes.
Did you get a chance to play it already or no?
Let me check.
Oh well, I mean, I can just make the art right now. Let's see. And we can. It's not entirely your cup of tea. That's fair. Oh. I can never remember if it's like written as log end or a different design. Because on the logo it's written with an and, but on Steam it's listed with a sign. Interesting. Let's see. Do a little switchy. Do a little switch. I got a bit too much sad vibes going on. Oh no. I actually don't know that much about it. I think I say this every time we play an Elan game, but I do try to not spoil myself on them as much as I possibly can, ever. So every time I get around to playing them, I'm like, wow, I wonder what happens in this game. And everyone else was like, oh, I played the demo. Yeah, I did not. I specifically try to keep away from demos and the like. But I can get into it as unspoiled as possible. But let's see. I had a feeling it might happen, that the SoulSet would not be that long anymore. Could have written it on the schedule. Oh well. Then again, I was like, fair. Unfortunately, that is true. I tend to buy games just because they look interesting without looking into them too much, and then at some point when I go to actually play them, I'm like, oh my god, this is a really hard platformer. That is unfortunate. Why am I doing that to myself? I've gotten better at this though. I've gotten better at not buying every single game that looks interesting to me. But yeah, it does tend to be the case sometimes. Okay, let me see. Let me do some more switching. Better platforms. No, I've gotten better at not buying every single game just because it looks interesting. That has to amount for something. Let's see. I would like this. And oh yeah, that is a little too big. That's not what it's supposed to look like. But at least the music seems to be nice and low, and it doesn't immediately blow out our eardrums. Options. Sending more pretty platformers soon. Have to look. No. I would like immediate text. Thank you. Keep skipping after choices. Ah, it's because it's not at 100. That's fine. We can turn it up a little. We can turn it up a lot, it seems. Okay. And now to actually make it so you guys can have the full game on screen. That's still too big. There we go. Ooh. Different endings. Oh, there's different oh. I didn't know this one had different endings. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Which should have updated. Everything else should have updated. That means I can press a bunch more buttons. And typo, apparently. Okay. Okay, I think I announced a change everywhere, so we should be able to just jump into it. No. I should check. Do we have any... We have a mature content description. This game contains fantasy depictions of death and violence. Okay, that is alright. We've definitely heard that before. It does have multiple endings. Me blending behind them. No, probably. Probably not. That would be funny. But that would require more work. To try and make it look that way. And the way I go about making my thumbnails, it's... No, it wouldn't really fit in with what I usually do. Yeah. Alrighty. Whoops. Few more wrong buttons. There we go. Well. Start. In the beginning, it's only darkness. And from that darkness, two beings emerged: benevolence and malice. Was the term magical anything besides girl? That is a very good question that I cannot give you an answer to, not gonna lie. But maybe just magical being. A magical girl is a state of being. You don't need to be a girl to be a magical girl, in my honest and humble opinion. From them, our universe was born. And within that universe, one small planet was chosen as the eternal battleground. Neither being had a physical form, and so they could not battle directly. And so a new species was born. The species would one day grow to include the proxy soldiers meant to fight their battle for them. Ooh. Malice was the first to create such soldiers. It reached out to the cruel, to the greedy, to the uncaring. It offered them great power as a reward for their service, but also bestowed a new form upon them. A twisted, monstrous form that reflected their true nature. These monsters, bound to one day succumb fully to their transformation and exist as no more than mindless beasts, came to be known by a single name. The Consumed. Ooh. These Consumed lived normal lives by day, but embraced the cruelty by night. Their existence was kept a secret so as to better facilitate their activities without resistance. Benevolence saw these beasts and knew that there was only one way to combat them, not by driving humans into paranoia and violence, but by curating warriors of its own. It saw the compassion, the love, the desire to do good that existed within the hearts of young women. These qualities represented Benevolence's ideals more strongly than any other humans. And so they were chosen to be these champions of the light.
Oh yeah, I like being a champion of the light.
Benevolence came to them without deceit. It told them the truth of the universe and told them of the dangers they would face by joining this battle. None were forced to take up arms. Only those prepared to brave the dangers of battle for the sake of their fellow human beings took up this sacred calling. These brave warriors were granted a new form of their own, but one that would not last. To make room for the next generation and to safeguard those whose powers might wane with age, their form and abilities would disappear upon reaching 30 years of age. But as long as they had the power within them, as long as they felt the desire to defend the world from evil, they would be known as magical. For millennia, magical girls have worked together to protect our form from the forces of malice. While the world at large may never know of them, these hidden warriors have saved countless lives. And for every war, it began with a single question. One that came first in a dream, then once again in the waking world. Do you want to protect this world? I do. Should I turn the music down a little, or is it okay? Well, what guys do? Unfortunately, most of the time, when in like non-indie media, I feel like it does not get taken seriously, so it's mostly jokey things. We did get a proper magical boy in one of the last pretty cute seasons though, which was refreshing. But then while like in universe we had this magical boy outside the all of the merch and stuff, they didn't give him the same amount as merch, like costumes and the like, and it's like, okay, well, that's not nice. Do I need to click? Oh, I need to click on it. My bad. I was like, lock and key. Magical Girl Mystery. That is a gorgeous logo. That is a name I'm probably pronouncing wrong. Cohen? Huh? You done here? If I don't get my team on the scene soon, CPD is gonna have my ass. And dealing with them on a good day is already torture. I sigh and roll my eyes. The only thing worse than a case I can't crack is one where I have to deal with the cops. But I guess that's part of the course when you're looking for a serial killer. Serial killer? Locked room killer added to your data. Huh? No. Okay. I love going into games completely blind. I tell you. Being annoyed, reluctantly going where I need it. No! I wish I could just tell them to piss off and let me focus, but a night in jail and a very worried wife were enough to keep me from trying that again. At least Nat is nice enough to let me check out the scene, but that doesn't make up for the dirty looks I get from everyone else here. I guess I'm not a fan of some punk doing a job for them. Give me a few more minutes, I want to inspect the body again. Just hurry it up and for fuck's sake, wear some gloves this time. Yeah. I explained to them why I need to touch things directly to use my powers on them, or why every time I do, I can't help but think of how this all started. It was easier when I was a kid. Back then, all it took was a dropped pen to find a consumed slayer. Dealing with humans hurting other humans is much harder, not to mention more depressing. Can I have the room for a second? Are you seriously asking me to leave you alone in a crime scene? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. Nat sighs and throws up her hands. She owes me and she knows it. Fine, but if you breathe a word of this to anyone, the next crime scene is gonna be at your house. Okay. Okay. Natasha Rubinsky. Well, let's blast her. I'll take dealing with her over dealing with actual cops any day of the week. At least she can get away without attacking me. Which is a lot more than I can say for Chicago's finest. A bunch of... Oh, Chicago? This game is based in Chicago? Oh, man. She walks out with a huff, leaving me to work. As soon as she's gone, I remove one of my gloves and close my eyes. My powers of clairvoyance only work on inanimate objects. I was 15 when I first learned that includes corpses. They are inanimate. Technically. At least it was a rarity back then. Back when I was actually saving lives, helping people, as opposed to whatever I do now. With a sigh, I reached out and put my hand on the victim's body. Turn back the clock, bring the past to me so that I might see the truth. For the sake of the innocent.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Reflection in progress a few hours ago. Visions of the victim's last 24 hours fill my mind. I can see the finer details the way I could when I was younger, but I'm still able to track his movements and activities throughout the time period. I call the power spirit reflection. Most of the time, anyway. What corpse did she see at 15? Maybe we'll get to know. Some days I tend to call it shitty clairvoyance instead. It's not an inaccurate name. For starters, I can only see backwards, and even then, it's not nearly as powerful as real clairvoyance would be. All I can do is track an object's movements and positions over the last 24 to 48 hours. If I had the murder weapon on hand, it'd be easy. I could find out where it came from and get a vague idea of who'd held it. But there's only so much I can tell from a corpse. I know this is his house, and that he hadn't left home today. I can see him moving from room to room. And then I see him struggling. His movements grow erratic in the living room. He tries to fight back. But it's not enough. My eyes snap open as I yank my hand away, but the image doesn't leave my hand. It'll probably be there for the rest of the day. I wipe with my hands and rub my temples, the same familiar questions filling my mind. What am I doing here? Why am I still getting myself involved in this shit? I've got a master's degree, for God's sake. I could be working at a hospital. Hell, I could have my own practice. I haven't been a magical girl for more than a decade, but I'm still getting myself wrapped up in mysteries. And what happens when I lose my powers next year? Am I just gonna screw around in crime scenes and make wild guesses? Oh, so we're 29. We're 29, but we haven't actually acted as a magical girl since we were 19? Must have not been active as a magical girl for a long time, then. It's not like these are new thoughts, but they've gotten worse lately. Especially today. It's her day, after all. My enhanced self-doubt is cut short by Nat slamming the door open again, looking at me with annoyance. Time's up. They're sending me and my team in now. Fine by me. I'm done here. Already solved the case and saved the day, Sherlock. Oh, totally. I'll have Moriarty and Hangouts for you by tomorrow morning. She doesn't respond, just jerking her hand toward the door in a universal gesture to forget the hell out. I stand up and step back as a usual band of masked forensic guys file into the room. Nat glares at me as I continue to look around, blatantly ignoring her demand that I leave them be. It's not like it's illegal for me to be here, but her team has complained enough about me interfering enough already. Sherry, I'm not going to tell you again. Fine, I'm going. If the full forensic team is coming in, then the cops are sure to follow, and they'll be all too pleased to make me a scapegoat. I must have some nerve trying to actually solve the crime instead of finding some poor bastard to pin it on. Sure, they don't understand my methods, but I've still got a better track record than any of the esteemed detectives. I wonder if we have a gripe with the cops for, like... I don't know how to say this without it sounding weird. Like, do we just have a gripe with the cops because they're probably racist as hell? We're in Chicago? Or, you know, did we get involved with anyone special? Besides, I'm in no hurry to tell them that my method is being a former magical girl. They think I'm weird enough as is. Not like I care what they think, but still. I don't exactly miss fighting Consumed, but sometimes I feel I'd rather be risking my life fighting monsters than dealing with cops. At least then I was saving lives instead of just picking up the pieces. Oh, I hope I'm not going to cover anything in this game. I was thinking like, okay, nice, all of the text is down there, only for it to move to something where the text is in fact not down there. The wind whips against my face as I drive home, but I don't even feel it. I'm too preoccupied with thoughts of getting some rest when I get there. 15 minutes later, I barely make it to the couch before my aching muscles protest. Even through the sore back and knee pain, something about the case I just left doesn't sit well with me. But I can't figure out what it is. It's not like I haven't dealt with a murder before. Hell, I've even dealt with multiple murders before. Maybe it's a lack of evidence. Nothing from my powers and nothing from the surroundings. Entry point, murder weapon, any physical indication that someone else had entered the house, none of it. But it's not new either. There are plenty of cases where the cops ruined the scene before I had a chance to get there. My mind keeps turning, checking every possibility before discarding it. Logically, there's no real reason for me to feel so uneasy this time around, but I can't shake the feeling that something's off. Eventually, I shut my eyes with a resigned sigh. All I have are maybes, and I'm really sick of maybes. If I could just find one certainty. All games are made to have specially you cover at least one thing up. I see it. Also, we added something to our menu, but I didn't read it. Oh, the Cohen household. Ooh. Production process, think, frustration, guilt. Oh, that's cool. Wait. Let me save. I do like having a good save. This game has a photo mode, which I think is fascinating as hell for a visual novel, by the way. Okay, we don't have anyone on screen right now to really make use of that, but cool. My train of thought grinds to a halt as I look toward the source of the sudden splashing sound. It isn't rain or anything like it. Rather, it's coming from right outside the door. Hello? I sit up to find a puddle of strange pinkish liquid seeping under the door. It glides across the floor without any trace left behind. If I didn't know any better, I'd be freaking out. Instead, I just sigh. The door was unlocked, you know? You could have just come in normally. I'm covering interesting with new options! No! Wait, I can show you. You are right. I'm covering what I said is up here, but I can show you if I go to the save screen because it just moves over here. This is what I'm. This is what I was referring to. Selection process. Ink, frustration, guilt. Let's hope I can figure out how to get to the different endings. A voice emanates from the puddle. A very cute voice. Yeah, I'm always the fun in that. Hello. As I watch, the liquid comes together into one point and begins to solidify, rising into a pillar before taking the shape of a beautiful woman. Long black hair streams down the newly formed head as the remaining facial features take their place. How do you say that? Keely? Kaylee? I'm gonna say Kaylee. Kaylee's eyes open and her mouth forms into a mischievous smile. There's no way I'm going to let my last year of shapeshifting pass me by without at least a few pranks. That one is a classic after all. If by classic you mean grossing me out for over a decade, then yes, it is certainly a classic. That's exactly what I mean. Kaylee Cohen. Okay. I sit up and make room for her on the couch, patting the cushion beside me. Welcome home, baby. I lean my head back as she bends down to kiss me, the warmth of her lips offering welcome comfort. I never really feel at home unless she's here with me. As soon as our lips part, she hops onto the couch to sit down next to me, resting her head against my shoulder and wrapping her arm around mine. We both let out a contented sigh in unison. This is the best part of the day. How was your day? Not too eventful. My Mark was home, so I had to settle for just looking around the place. I think I'll go back for whatever's in his safe this weekend. Wait, you don't know what he's got in there? The guy's one of those rich executive types, so I'm sure it's something good. Besides, finding out is the fun part. It's not always about the money, you know? That's why you're the best in the business, baby. Aw, thank you, sweetie. She gives me another kiss before snuggling closer to me. You'd never be able to tell by looking at her that she's one of the most notorious cat burglars in Chicago.
Oh my god, and you're using your magical girl powers to do so.
Ooh. Then again, that's part of why she gets away with it. Of course, being a shapeshifter doesn't hurt either. You make any progress on the case today? I sigh, wishing I could just forget today's visions. This job would be a lot easier if they didn't linger in my mind for so long. Nothing useful. Yet another locked room mystery, just like the others. Either this guy's getting really good or I'm losing my touch faster than I thought. Don't say that, sweetie. There's never been a case Sherlock Cohen can solve, right? I don't know, it's more than just being stumped. I just feel kind of burned out, you know? Like, I'm not sure if I even have the energy to see this case through. And putting up with the cops makes it even worse. Kitty kisses my cheek. I can tell she's trying to hide the worry in her eyes for my sake, even though she knows she doesn't have to. Maybe you should retire early, honey. I know you're sick of dealing with them, and I've napped more than enough to set us up with a comfortable nest egg. It's a nest egg. I chuckle, running my fingers through her hair and kissing her forehead. And lose my chance to whine to you when I get home? Never. We both laugh at that one before settling into silence. I don't know how I'd make it through the day if I couldn't look forward to cuddling at the end of it. Maybe tomorrow you and I could go over the details of the case again. 2 heads are better than 1. And you know how good I am with murders. Don't say it like that, you sound like a serial killer. I do not. Besides, you know I'm more of a serial thriller. That was awful. Like, really awful. You're just jealous you didn't come up with it first. You think that after 12 years, her sense of humor would have improved? It hasn't. You've been together for 12 years? Damn. She's not wrong about being helpful, though. It might be good at putting together evidence in a pattern and drawing conclusions, but she's always been good at seeing the tiny details I might miss without her. If an amount of money designated for a specific purpose like retirement and nest, I can refer to cash or other assets set aside for the future. Okay, so I was thinking of the right thing. I just had never heard of it being referred to like that. Thank you. What would I do without you? I just always feel a bit guilty when I bring her in. She's got her own job, but making her do mine feels too feels unfair. But maybe that's just me being stubborn. If you need me to break into the station and find out if they're keeping anything from you, I'm more than happy to. It's not like it would be the first time. That was nearly 10 years ago. With this inflated police budget, security would be way tighter than it was before. Cameras, more guards, that sort of stuff. You almost got caught last time, remember? Are you saying that I've gotten worse? No way. I'm just saying that they've gotten better. A lot better. Hey, you never know until you try. I bet I could do it. Be a little bit less knowledgeable.
Damn it.
I give her a kiss on the cheek before shaking my hand. What happened to the shy little high school girl that always looked before she leaped? Oh, her. I hear she got a lot less shy when she married a real troublemaker. Troublemaker, huh? The worst kind. I lift her head up and kiss her again, much deeper this time. One of my hands moves to her side, drifting up and down her abdomen. But before I can go any further, she pulls away with a frown. I have to save this for later, honey. I need to get dinner started before Nina shows up. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Shit. I completely forgotten she was coming over. If I let that slip, she'll never let me hear the end of it. And on today of all days, too. This case must be weighing on me even more than I thought. I've never forgotten about how important today is before now. It'll be good to have her here, though. Maybe it'll be just the distraction I need. Even if it is interrupting another kind of distraction. In that case, I should probably go shower. I smell like a crime scene. I like your crime scene smell. And you think Nina would too? I mean, yeah. That's fair. I stand and stretch, letting out a long yawn. Hopefully a little cold water to the face will keep me awake through dinner. I owe her that much. You gonna need any help with dinner? I'll be okay. You can go ahead and clean yourself up. I start to walk the stairs and start to climb up. Kaylee called... What did it... Kaylee. Okay, brain. I guess we're sticking with Kaylee. Kaylee calls out to me. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, babe. I'm really glad that shy little girl married a troublemaker. You and me both, honey. You and me both. That's refreshing. That's refreshing. We're actually starting a Studio Hilan game where they're already very much together. And not that I don't like those, but one where it's about them getting together, but this one where they already are together. Interesting. By the time I'm done showering, most of my stress has melted away. I can't fully get the image of the crime scene out of my head, but it only comes in flashes now. The house, the blood, the frantic movements of the victim. Using spirit reflection always leaves me with some kind of after-image, but at least it helps when it comes to studying details. I towel off and throw on a clean shirt before heading downstairs. As soon as I do, the smell of my wife's cooking banishes those last few lingering flashes. All I can think about now is how much I want to dig into some udon. It's incredible how delicious her cooking has gotten lately. Oh, tasty. There you are. I was starting to worry that you'd fallen asleep in there. No such luck. After the day I'd had, I wouldn't mind a little shower power nap. She giggles and turns her head towards me, giving me one of those little smiles that still make my heart flutter before going back to her preparations. God, she's gorgeous. Don't worry too much about being tired. Nina might as well be a natural shot of espresso. No, is she already here? Not just yet, but I'm sure she'll show up any second. You know how she likes to travel. Well, hopefully she gives me enough time to do this. I move up behind her, wrapping my arms around her waist and brushing my lips against her neck. She awards me with a small yelp of surprise before letting out another giggle. Honey, I still have to finish this before she gets here. She can wait. Kisses first. Oh my god, Cher. Can you stop being gay for like 2 seconds? So Kiki can get some of that in a bowl? I'm starving. We both whirl around in unison to come face to face with Nina. I sputter and let out a cough, a bit embarrassed about being caught in a moment of sappiness. As we face her, she breaks into a massive grin and lets out a squeal of delight. As always, her excitement is infectious enough to help me get over my initial embarrassment at being caught in the act. Nina Alenkar. Alensar? I am covering the entirety of Kaylee. But our shoulders are lining up. Almost. Kinda. Hi, Bubba. Thank you for the resub. Good evening. Before we have a chance to speak, she bones over to pull us into a gigantic hug. I missed you both so much. Next time I go on tour, I'm taking you with me. No arguing. Good to see you again, Nina. But maybe you could use the door next time? No goddamn way. As long as I can teleport, I'm never touching a door in my life. I pat her back and she squeezes us even tighter. She's got me grinning now too. We missed you too. I can't believe how long it's been. 2 years, 73 days, 18 hours and 12 minutes. That's 2 years, 73 days, 18 hours and 10 minutes too long. Did you seriously keep track of it down to the minute? Oh, no, I'm 100% fucking with you right now. You really thought, though. She releases a hug, winking at me with another grin. 23 years and you're still falling for the obvious ones. Get it together, Shiro. So she keeps track of that one, huh? No wonder I fell for it. Now, Nina, play nice. Unless you don't want seconds on Una, that is. Nina bats her eyelashes and gives Keely the most innocent face she can muster. It's pretty good. I'll be good, Mom, I promise. I'm a year younger than you. Yeah, but you've got, like, big mom energy, you know? Is that a compliment? Duh. I know you two aren't exactly hip to modern lingo anymore, but that one's pretty obvious. You say that like you're not 30. Nina huffs and gives me a goofy skull while Kaylee goes back to finishing up dinner. I'm 29, Cher. I still got a month before I turn into an old lady, and I'm going to make the most of it. All three of us are. Disclaimer. 30 is not old. Please. So you're staying in Chicago all month then? You better believe it. I'm off tour for the next 3 months. We're gonna tear this shit up. Wait, so you're going to lose your teleportation points while you're on tour? I don't have the heart to tell her that Keely and I have long since passed the tearing shit up phase. But even if we can't keep up with Nina's speed, I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun. The way we used to before. I really do like that her basic sprite seems to just be double P's. Sweetie, could you grab a few bowls for both for us? Nobody's going to be tearing up anything on an empty stomach. Nina pulls to her chair and sits down, vibrating with excitement. I swear she's about to start drooling. I oblige my wife, grabbing us bowls and giving her a quick kiss before sitting down. Dinner served. Aww. Lily's cooking is as delicious as ever. Nina certainly seems to feel the same way, eating her way through 2 packed bowls before I'm even halfway through my first. In between mouthfuls, she tells us stories about life on tour, moving from place to place, dealing with crowds of fans, performing in front of hundreds of people. It makes our job seem easy by comparison. I probably crashed and burned after a few months, but she's been going at it for nearly a decade now. And despite everything, she's still the same old Nina. The Nina I grew up with, still bursting with energy, still driven to stand out from the crowd, and still full of love for us. I've always admired that ambition of hers. Even though I was the only one who she'd known since we were kids, she was still the one who brought us together to form a team. Everyone else was ready to rally around the girl with a big dream and a bigger attitude. Hell, I'm not even sure if I would have been able to ask Kaylee out without Nina pushing me to go for it. No wonder she got scouted right out of high school. Being a star was a dream, and her dreams always came true. That and the fact that she's got one hell of a voice too. Although it would be nice if she didn't use it to yell so much when I'm sitting a few feet away from her. After we had our fill, I head into the kitchen and grab a bottle of whiskey and 3 glasses. Kaylee and I don't drink very often, but this is a cause for celebration, in one way at least. I keep saying her name differently. Keely, Kaylee. OMG, you read my mind. Nothing like a little nightcap before I go. You're lucky there are no laws against teleporting under the influence. No, please, you act like I'd actually listen to some squares rules. Hell, according to the rules, I was supposed to have dinner with some record label suits tonight. You're not going to get in trouble for blowing them off on our account, are you? Psh, don't worry. It's not like it was anybody that mattered. Besides, being here tonight is way more important than spending a night pretending to care about branding. Nina looks down at her glass, her expression suddenly darkening. Especially tonight, you know. I just nod and start pouring our drinks. We've been dancing around tonight's special occasion since Nina arrived, but I know that couldn't last forever. Nina looks down at the table, swirling her drink and letting out a wistful sigh. Keely. Keely doesn't make sense, does it? Keely. Okay, I get it. How old will she be now? 27? Yeah, it's been 12 years now. Doesn't feel like it though. It really doesn't. Sometimes it feels like it happened yesterday. Other times it feels like a century ago. Life is strange like that. No matter how much I've seen, I know I'll never get used to it. I raise my glass and I follow suit. Happy birthday, Al. Happy birthday, Al. We throw back our drinks, the warm burn of the alcohol a blessing after the chill that filled the room when we said her name. In a moment it feels like she's here with us, the goofy little smile lighting up the room like it always did. When Kaylee puts her glass down, I can see a few teardrops streaking her face. I squeeze her hand under the table, and she manages a small smile in response. Nina's stony face, meanwhile, betrays nothing. I suddenly pours another round of drinks, muttering a snippet of the mourner's Kaddish. Shalom Bimnoma? Yes, Shalom Aleinu. I'm not saying any of that right. May he who creates peace in his celestial heights create peace for all of us. Amen. El burn. After another moment of silence, Nina speaks up with her usual pep. Okay then. I think it's time you told me about that juicy new case you mentioned. It sounded like pretty next level stuff. I'm sure some people would consider her insensitive for jumping right into another topic like this, but Kaylee and I don't mind. It's better than spending the rest of the evening and morning. Elle probably wouldn't have wanted that. Besides, it's not like I don't want her input. That's why I told her about it, right? Looking to flex your detective muscles too, Nina. Hey, I'm an international woman of mystery. I didn't realize catching serial killers was part of the pop star life. Sounds like somebody isn't in the know then. Now show me those mad investigator skills. I take another sip of my drink before giving her the gist of things. Lack of evidence left at the scene, how there's no tracks to follow, no clear motives or connections between the victims, etc. She occasionally chimes in with questions about crime scene details, still drawing from those magical girl instincts. Kaylee helps me fill in the gaps as well, leaving Nina scratching her head. Damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, no kidding. Does anything in particular stick out to you, Nina? Well, nothing about the crimes themselves, but she stares at me, fire suddenly appearing in her eyes. Something sticks out about how you're investigating them. What's that? The fact that you haven't put your wife's special talent to use. Kaylee cocks her head to the side, confused. How would shape-shifting help her solve the case? No, your other special talent. Knitting? Oh my god. Nina flings out her arms, waving them up and down in an arc around her. Aura reading. Hello? Oh. Kelly's eyes widen as the significance of what Nina's saying hits us. Oh, of course. Sure, have you even looked for magic at the scene? I mean, let's be real, no murderer can be that good. If they're so mysterious, why not see if they're consumed? Any magic left at the scenes would be too faint for either of us to pick up. But Kiki's always been the best of us when it comes to aura. Of course, I've spent so many years going after humans that the thought of a consumed killer never even crossed my mind. But I miss something that simple. I really am losing my touch. Find the aura, find the killer, easy peasy. That's actually brilliant, Nina. I told you that catching serial killers was part of being a pop star. Maybe you should check that out tomorrow night, sweetie. Do you want to come with us, Nina? Nina laughs, taking one last swig of a drink. No way. That sounds like a perfect date night activity. You two have fun with it, I've got nightlife to enjoy. You can really go to clubs that easily. Aren't you worried about getting noticed? Should worry about me, Cher. The paparazzi haven't figured out a way to get around teleportation. Not yet, at least. Kaylee giggles at that one. I can't help cracking a smile too. Anyway, now that I've pretty much solved your case for you, I think it's about time I hit the road. My producer's gonna have a heart attack if I don't tell her where I am soon. Don't forget to cut me a check once you get paid for catching this dude, though. You don't want to stay for dessert? We have some cake in the fridge. I wish I had some cake in the fridge. Nina smiles and shakes her head, standing up and stretching. Save a piece for me, okay? I'll come by for it when I can. He pulls us both into one more tight hug, as warm as ever. I love you two so much, and don't you forget it. I promise I'll come back real soon. You better. I didn't even have a chance to paint your nails. Soon, babe. Cross my heart. Just make sure you let us know before you teleport in here. Married couples need their privacy, believe it or not. She steps away, adjusting her hair and giving us one last wink. No promises. And with that, she's gone as quickly as she arrived. Kaylee takes my hand and leans against me, looking at the spot where Nina was standing just a moment ago. Or doesn't even make a sound, she's just gone. She seems like she's doing well. A lot better than she was last time. Definitely. And you weren't kidding. She really is a shot of espresso. So you're wide awake now. I lean down and kiss her forehead, wrapping an arm around her. Very. Come on, let's go upstairs. I couldn't stand to unwind a bit before bed. Haley raises her head to meet mine, kissing me gently. You have to tell me twice. Aww. It's not like we haven't done this before, but I can't quite shake the feeling that we're doing something wrong. I'll have us inside in a jiff, just watch. Haley's confidence brings a smile to my face, even as we're standing outside a crime scene in the early hours of the morning. I haven't seen an officer on watch, but there's no doubt that one is somewhat close by. Even though we're hidden, I'm still on edge. Don't worry, we'll be in and out before you know it. She squeezes my hand, interlacing her fingers with mine in a gesture that always brings me peace of mind. Whatever's got me so on edge tonight feels a bit further away. Once we're at the front door, Kaylee's form falls away and she oozes beneath it. A moment later, the door clicks open and there she is. Hey, haha. Told you I could get us in. I never doubted you. She knows I never doubted her, of course. I haven't doubted her abilities for years now, but the smile on her face makes it clear that she appreciates the affirmation. And if she's happy, then so am I. But as soon as we take a few steps into the entranceway, the smile fades. Kaylee stops in her tracks and takes a deep breath. I don't like this. You feel something already. There were definitely signs of a struggle in here, but this isn't where he died. It's faint, but this aura... Something strange. Let's keep moving. I nod, though I'm worried. Kaylee is such a talent for sensing aura, so it's no wonder that she sensed a dangerous vibe immediately. But even though my senses have always paled in comparison to hers, I should at least be able to sense something. If my senses really degraded that much, I know I only have a year until they're gone for good, but even now I should still be able to pick up something if I focus on it completely. Is it because of whatever's strange about this aura? I shake my head, dismissing the conjecture. That's not what matters right now. Instead, I lead Kaylee to the living room and point out where the body was. It's long gone by now, and the police have cleaned up most of the bloodstains. Unfortunately, it still reeks of detergent. Still, Kaylee doesn't need to see another corpse. Just because I've gotten desensitized to them doesn't mean she has. She's always been the more empathetic one. Is this the room? This was the one. He was on the floor near the ottoman. As far as I can tell, he was injured somewhere else and then pursued through the house until... As far as I can tell, he was injured somewhere else and then pursued through the house until he succumbed to whatever was chasing him in here. Why can I not read? Hello? It's horrible. What a sad way to die. Thank you for the hydrate. Maybe that's why I can't read.
Thank you.
The foot taps against the floor, betraying an uncertainty I know all too well. It's a telltale sign that whatever she doesn't understand is making her nervous. I step forward and put a hand on her shoulder, hoping to calm her down the way I always do. I don't like being here in the middle of the night, nor do I like putting Kaylee in danger. But I couldn't say no to her about something this important. Hey, we don't have to stay if it's keeping you out. We can leave. Kaylee shakes her head. It's not that, it's... I don't think I felt energy quite like this before. It's new. New? I mean, all consumed are different, but... There's something really off about this one. It's not normal. So there's no question about who did this then? Or what? The serious tone in her voice worries me. We've dealt with particularly strong ones before. Not like this. Even the powerful ones felt familiar. They consumed all have similar energy, just like magical. This, it doesn't feel like a consumed. Not entirely, anyway. I grasp my hand in mine, returning the squeeze from earlier. Even if I can tell what she's sensing, I trust her every step of the way. Kaylee closes her eyes to think, and the air around her billows in soft, soothing waves. I don't know if it's a side effect of her powers or simply how I feel about her, but it's immensely calming to be next to her while she works. My shoulders sink, my muscles relax, and my head clears. It's magic of a different kind. Whatever this thing is, it's long gone. That much I can say for sure. A spirit reflection told me the same thing. It's been at least 24 hours, probably more. Kaylee looks at me confused. No, it hasn't. If that was the case, then the aura would be completely gone by now. Then that must mean... It came back. I don't understand. A normal human might return to the scene of the crime, but the consumed are like animals. Why would one go back to the same house they already attacked? It doesn't make any sense. Could it have come before the attack too? Would he be intelligent enough to scout the place out first? No, that's ridiculous. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself here. Just gotta focus on it now. I'm going to go check through the other rooms to see if there's anything else I can pick up. You gonna be okay down here? I'll be okay, promise. I'll see if I can find anything I might have missed. Just let me know if you sense anything dangerous, okay, babe? Be safe. Don't you worry about me. I still remember how to kick ass. I like her. I know, baby, I know. She trots upstairs, leaving me alone. There's not many personal effects left in the room. Anything that looked to be even remotely useful has been confiscated by the cops. It doesn't leave me with much to work with, other than the furniture. It might not be much, but anything counts. Let's see. I press my hand to the end of the couch, trying to find something. Anything of clarity. I do. Oh, we don't get the full effect this time again. Oh. Because I was about to say I really like this animation. Visions of a restful morning, a day spent empty, and then a struggle. Something knocks the couch off kilter. I take a moment to rack my brain about what exactly that man was running away from. Shadow? A person? Nothing big enough to toss a couch around, but big enough to scare this guy senseless. It's not good. I just can't see it. No matter how hard I think, I can't seem to gain any further clarity with reflection. Yet another sign that Sherlock Holmes' detective powers are on their last legs. Not eggs. It's frustrating in the moment, but the thought leaves a part of me feeling relieved. Another sign that it's time to move on from this job. To move on from picking up the pieces. To move on from the obligation this power brings. That doesn't sound bad at all. It's certainly me getting a little more sleep at least. Sure. Haley calls me from upstairs, still doing her best to keep her voice hushed in case the patrolling cop decides to make their way back here. Yeah? What's up? If you're not busy, would you mind taking a look at this? I heave a sigh, giving up on searching for clues on my own. Here's hoping Kaylee's search has gone better than mine. I head up the stairs, peeking through the different rooms of the house until I find what looks like a study. Kaylee stands in front of a row of shelves, looking at something on the top. Hey babe, what's up? This here. Kaylee points to a framed photo. Within it are a man and a woman looking happy together. Judging by the hair, the man must be the victim. He looks so different in life. Do you think the girl is suspicious or something? I wouldn't know, but don't you think she looks familiar? I swear I've seen her before. Like, on the street? This isn't too far from home. Maybe you've crossed paths. No, it's not that. Maybe you met them at a party or something. The man in the picture too, he seems kind of familiar. You don't recognize them at all? Not off the top of my head, no. Maybe any girlie would have saved you from making so. Psst, don't say that. There's a personal pride involved here with me not wanting to end the stream before I even hit 2 hours. Like... I want to make it to 3 at least, every time. But now that she mentions it, something about the two people in the photo does seem vaguely familiar. Maybe I solved the case for them. Or one of them is a peer review in grad school? Oh no, that's not it. Oh, this is really bugging me. Me too. I'll at least take a picture so we can look it over at home. I haven't found anything else up here, and there's no point in standing around in a crime scene trying to figure out if we maybe had brunch for somebody. Just make sure you don't get your phone confiscated outside. Pictures of stuff in here could potentially be incriminating. Katie chuckles and gives me another confident grin. Sure, but there's more than enough incriminating evidence on this phone as it is. I'm not too worried about it. God, don't tell me you've been taking pics of empty safes again. You can't prove anything. And you say, I'm the troublemaker. Katie raises her hand to stop me, eyes suddenly going wide. Sweetie, can you feel that? It only takes a moment for me to register the sensation. This time there's no doubt about where this particular aura is coming from. It's consumed through and through. Where? Katie closes her eyes and sniffs slightly as if she was tracking it by scent. A couple houses away. It doesn't seem particularly strong, but... Sounds like a job for the current crop of magical girls then. We should probably head out. I guess so. Kaylee sighs and looks down at her feet. I know she's still got a warrior instinct, but that isn't what we came here for. Not like it used to be. Sherry, I know that at our age we're supposed to let them take care of it, but maybe we should drop by just to... Suddenly I hear a sharp, piercing scream. It sounds young. Too young for us to ignore. Before I can even utter a word, Kaylee's opening a window and jumping outside. I follow suit, dropping to the street and running after her. I guess she's not the only one who held on to those old instincts after all. Ooh. Kaylee leads the charge as we rush toward the spike of magical energy spurred on by another monstrous roar. All I can do is offer silent prayer that we'll make it in time.
You won't get away with this, fiend. Here, down an alley.
Just gets right and I follow. We don't have to travel far before we see it. A grotesque mass of tentacles and ice the entire width of the alley, bursting forth from a human torso. Two of its appendages in the process of wrapping around its would-be prey. Are consumed. Get out of here, it's not safe for you. Despite the creature gaining the upper hand, the girl calls out to us in the familiar protective tone of one of the city's guardians. While it's a bit disconcerting to recognize that the girl is barely a teenager, Kaylee and I know better than anyone that magical girls can start young. It's not just the outfit that gives her nature as a magical girl away, it's the fact that nobody else would be able to prioritize the safety of bystanders while they were in that position. Oh, but we're no ordinary bystanders.
We even get our own transformations. Please, 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 please.
I glance over at my wife, who looks back at me with a determined smile. Use it or lose it, right? I nod and give her a thumbs up in return. I guess it's time to shake the rust off. Ready when you are. I close my eyes, readying myself for the transformation. He's hoping I can still remember the words. Kaylee's hands Kaylee's hand finds mine, and we begin. For the sake of the world, we will still be its guardians. Let our spirits shine through. Don't tell me.
Yeah! Ooh!
The familiar glow passes through my body as I'm lifted off the ground, light bursting from within me and spreading outward. Our clothes disappear, swiftly replaced by our old uniforms and a cascade of ribbons and magic. I'm surprised it still fits. My revolver appears in my hand as I drop to the ground, my body brimming with power. Prepare to face justice. Kaylee drops down next to me, her whip snaking out from her hand as she opens her eyes.
You will not escape our judgment.
We are magical girls. The girl's screams go quiet as she stares at us in disbelief. The consumed too is frozen as it looks toward us with surprise. I definitely wasn't expecting two full-grown women to be ready to fight back. Kaylee charges down the middle, thrusting me to follow her strategy. We don't need words to work together. Our minds can align perfectly, at a moment's notice. Yet another perk of working with my wife. She's such a wife guy. Oh my god. My wife tells me to go somewhere, I do. I go. My wife tells me to attack this thing, I do. What is grabbing? No! They're not even 30. I dodged to the right towards the wall, jumping off effortlessly up to the third floor of the building and landing on the fire escape. The consumed doesn't notice my maneuver, its animalistic mind still focused on Kaylee as she swings her whip in front of it. I can't see her face, but I know she's smiling.
Judgment, Kane, entwine him.
Oh. She swings her whip straight down the middle, thorns ready to slash the monster's hide, but it doesn't move away. Instead, a sickening laugh erupts as Kaylee launches her whip forward. It slaps the whip away with one tentacle and shoots another toward Kaylee with frightening speed. Its tip sharp enough to pierce straight through her. Bad move, monster. Very bad move. Kaylee shifts in an instant, making a hole in her abdomen that the tentacle passes through without so much as grazing her.
Get ready to fire.
The reduced mass of her torso wraps up towards her arm, extending it forward and flashing the whip past the consumed grasp, right where we want him. When I pull the hammer back, the chamber of the gun fills with brilliant light. 6 shots are more than enough. Kaylee's weapon circles the monstrous mass. It moves with a mind of its own, binding its tentacles to its chest and tying its legs together. Judgment Cage never fails. Now it's my turn. I fend the hammer as I fire 5 more times, rapidly releasing an arc of holy spheres towards the target. Do you? Shots sink into his flesh, filling it with light from the inside out. He manages to let out one more pitiful scream before exploding into brilliantly shining dust. Elimination complete.
Yay! Eliminate enemy.
With his mission accomplished, the gun fades away. It always comes when I need it, but there are times when holding onto it would only make things worse. The last thing this kid needs is for someone to point a gun at her. I hop back down to the alley, landing without a sound. The girl is sitting with her back against the wall, eyes wide, as she stares at us in shock. It's okay, honey. You're safe now. You're alright. Who are you? I don't know what voice to give her. I kneel down to her level, offering her a reassuring smile. I don't want to baby the kid, but I know Kaylee and I both want to help her out. We do what we can. We're magical girls, same as you. We just happen to have a little more experience. The emphasis should have been on a little bit. I stand, offering a hand down to help her up. After a moment, she takes it and slowly stands up on shaky legs. I'm Sherry. This is my wife, Kaylee. We used to patrol around Navy Pier back in the day. Would you mind telling us your name? The girl opens and shuts her mouth a few times before finally managing to speak. Her voice barely above a whisper as she stares at the ground. Ruby. My name's Ruby. It's very nice to meet you, Ruby. Do you want us to help you find somewhere to sit down and rest for a minute? Or call you a ride home? She nods, leaning against the wall to steady herself. I'd like to sit down. There's a coffee shop There's a coffee shop around the corner that should still be open. Would you be comfortable going there with us? We'll understand if you're not. I know we're strangers and all. Ruby finally looks up with wide eyes, clearly still in shock. But through that expression, I can still see a muted fire in her eyes. She'd be okay. Even if you're strangers, I know you're not bad people. Bad people don't get to be magical girls. The conviction in her voice makes me grin. Rookie or not, this kid's heart is in the right place.
Oh, café bouquet.
A few minutes later, we're back in our civilian clothes and relaxing with our drinks. Coffees for me and the wife, and a hot chocolate for Ruby. You feel any better, honey? Ruby takes a long swig of her chocolate and lets out a shaky breath, leaning back in her chair. I'm no worse for wear. Thank you for your kind assistance. Relearning how to read out loud now with you. You say relearning as if I ever managed to do it in the first place, by the way. Her voice seems to have taken on a deeper cadence without warning. I exchange a wordless look with Kaylee, who gives me the slightest of shrugs. Oops. No problem, Ruby. You just take a couple more minutes to relax and we'll call you right home. You need not refer to me as Ruby, ma'am. I have another moniker I use when speaking with a fellow sister of justice. A fellow sister of justice? Oh, okay. Do you now? Oh. Do we think Ruby might have a little case of Chunibyo going now that she's an actual magical girl? Indeed. Now that we've become more acquainted, you can call me... She moves her arms in a confusing flourish. Nightshade. Okay. That's a very low bar. To be fair, I think the longer you try, the harder it gets. Katie and I share an awkward look, trying to think of an acceptable response. This is definitely not what I was expecting. Nightshade? Question mark. That's a cool nickname. Alias, sweetie. It's an alias. What better do to strike fear into the hearts of our enemies than a name that resonates with the powerful energy of the night? Right. Yeah, of course. Powerful energy and all. I think it's a great name, honey. You do? The voice returns to the high pitch we heard during our battle. She really is just committing to a bit. That's, respectable. Respectable!
Because, like, I spent a lot of time thinking of it and stuff, and I had a bunch of other names I was gonna use, like Dark Moon or, like, the Nightbringer and stuff like that, but I thought this one was the best, so I...
Eyes go wide again. She clams her mouth shut, suddenly aware of what she's doing. When she speaks again, her voice is back to her nightshade tone.
Anyway, I believe that Nightshade suits me best. And soon, all the consumed in Chicago will learn to fear that name.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's very nice, honey.
Totally. You got this.
Just make sure you're realistic about what you're ready to take on, okay? If we hadn't shown up, that consume could have seriously hurt you, or worse. Oh, it was no trouble. I'm certain I could have gotten the upper hand sooner or later. However, having help from some veteran warriors did make things much easier.
What is mine? My alias is Un. I tried to keep my temper even, remembering how much of a hothead I was at her age. Every win made it feel easy, like I could take on the world, until I couldn't. And I don't want that for her, or anyone else. Ruby, we're serious. The consume was way too strong for you to be taking on alone. How long have you been a magical girl? Ruby mumbles her answer, barely audible over the coffee shop ambience.
It's been 2 weeks. 1.5.
Oh boy, that won't do at all. And have you had any prior training? Spent any time with more experienced magical girls? She rolls her eyes, no doubt tired of lectures from adults. I get it, but this is a lot more important than a talk about curfews or whatever it is kids get talks about these days.
Well, Benevolence taught me how to fight and use my powers. It didn't take long for me to establish myself as a Hand of the Night. That's more than enough to slay the consumed, yes? Smaller ones, yes, but you weren't dealing with a smaller one, honey. Something like that needs teamwork to take down.
Ruby pouts, looking frustrated. Her nightshade persona slips again.
Then how did you learn? You fought them when you were still young, right? But when we were still young, I'm only 28.
Looks like I'm not the only one trying to keep my temper in check. Kaylee can get a bit insecure when she's stressed out. I'm sure Ruby didn't mean anything by it, but I better mediate things just in case. She just means when you were a teenager, baby. Of course you're still young.
Thank you.
Kaylee huffs and takes a long sip of her coffee as I turn back to Ruby. Don't! They're not that old. Don't be so rude. Please. And to answer your question, Ruby, we learned by training. First by honing the skills Benevolence taught us, but eventually we learned new techniques from other magical girls as well. Knowledge is passed down from the generation... Wrong voice.
Knowledge is passed down from generation to generation and then honed with teamwork. That's why magical girls are drawn to other magical girls.
The two of us and our friends work together to develop efficient combat tactics like proper positioning, the right balance between offense and defense, and what parts of consume tend to be weak points.
It's all about teamwork. Being a magical girl is a group effort. Surely a team isn't absolutely necessary. Nightshade moves in the shadows and strikes unseen. A team would announce our presence. Plus, I'm not like super great with people. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Only sometimes. You're older, so you dare say you can say that. Fair. Fair. So that's what's going on. I'm sure Kaylee already noticed as much as she's practically... Where am I getting the ass from? I'm sure Kaylee already noticed as much. She's practically psychic when it comes to figuring out what's really going on with people. Me? I'm a lot slower as a judge of character.
There's nothing to be ashamed of, honey. Believe it or not, I was the same way.
Really?
Really. I didn't have any friends before I became a magical girl. Just sat in the back of the class in an oversized hoodie and tried not to draw attention to myself. Then Benevolence came to me, just like it came to you, and offered me a chance to do something more with my life. I was nervous about teaming up too, but once I met Sherry and our 2 other teammates, we fell into a rhythm right away. I promise it's not as hard as it sounds. You made the choice to become a hero, so you're already plenty brave.
There she goes again. Her pep talks are as legendary as ever.
Ruby takes a long sip of her hot chocolate and lets out a deep breath. Would you be willing to, like, help me, maybe?
Help you find a theme? I mean, we're a little out of the loop when it comes to stuff like that, so...
No, I mean, like, help me be a magical girl?
Oh, there. I was afraid she might say that. I get why she'd ask, but... I look over at Kaylee, hand her a chin as she thinks over Ruby's request. Surely she must have expected the same thing, but she seems more intrigued by the idea than I am. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's in her nature to take care of things, after all.
You want us to train you? You don't have to, like, give me lessons or anything, but maybe if I were able to watch you two hunt or something, would that be okay? The thing is, though, we don't actively hunt anymore.
Right. Oh, well, about that, we're actually retired. We haven't fought or consumed for years. Sorry, but we're not the hunting type.
What do you mean? We just fought one.
That was an exception. If we hadn't heard you two nearby, we wouldn't have started out.
Oh.
For rich people's treasure. Ruby looks down defeated. I kind of have a feeling like a jerk for shooting her down like that, even if I was just telling the truth.
Maybe you could at least give me a bit of advice. I'm a fast learner, honest. That way I can catch up to everyone else.
Teach a magical girls the useful skills. Yeah! Her voice is quieter than before, still doing her best to show conviction, but struggling to assert herself. Now I feel even more guilty. This is the kind of thing I'd be happy to do when I was her age, but I doubt I could even offer much help now anyway. I look over at Kaylee to see that she looks even more guilty than I do. When she looks back at me, her eyes are white and practically pleading. It's like she's asking if we can adopt a cat. I sigh, looking down and then back at the kid. Well, I guess giving you a few pointers wouldn't hurt. Ruby instantly perks up, so does Kaylee.
You mean it?
Yeah, I think we can do that. I don't remember too much of what we really set in stone back then, but we can tell you about some tactical considerations and weaknesses you can exploit. That sort of stuff.
And it would be a good chance to try out the magical earth-themed workout regimen I was telling you about.
She plays it off as a joke, but a look at Kaylee's grin tells me how excited the idea makes her. No way does she want to stop at tidbits of advice, she really wants to train her. Training a rookie magical girl? Honestly, that might just be the thing. That might be just the thing she needs to help her feel better about our time as magical girls running out. I hate to admit it, but a part of me can see the appeal as well. Passing on our knowledge to another generation does sound like something close to closure. Or at least a bit closer to... No sense thinking about that right now. Just need to focus on what's in front of me.
I mean, if it wouldn't be any trouble, then if that's okay, like...
I guess lessons might be okay. We could try it at least. Nothing major though, okay?
It'll be our very own after-school program. How fun!
Adopt a cat, except this cat may have a caring family and is not a cat. Oh, Ruby, where have you been lately?
Oh, these two nice ladies in the neighborhood adopted me.
But don't you have a home?
Yeah, but like...
Can never have enough. Parents who actually care for you. Ruby makes another strange gesture, no doubt reaffirming her nightshade persona.
Indeed, with the wise teaching of my elders, I will gain the strength I need to be a true warrior of the night, a guardian of our fair city.
I'm officially making our first training rule that you can't call us your elders.
My mentors?
I think that works. Kaylee nods and takes one last sip of her coffee, finishing it with a satisfied ah.
So, shall we make contact using the existing group chat, or will we be working independently?
The what now?
Ah, I see.
Ruby pulls out her phone and opens up some messaging app I've never seen before. I lost interest in things like that when I shut down, so I'm sure there are plenty of apps like that.
My fellow warriors of the night have a group chat we use to coordinate our attacks on the enemy. I observe rather than participate, but it's quite helpful when it comes to logistics. Or at the very least, to ensure none of them interfere with my mission of darkness.
So you do know other magical girls?
Well, I met one who sent me a link to the chat, but only once. She was nice and all, but she didn't understand my nature. As nightshade, I mean. Oh, isn't that interesting? It would have been very helpful to have something like that when we were more active. Wouldn't you agree, dear?
I shrug, finishing off my coffee as well. It seems like it would make more sense to just talk on the phone, but what do I know? Oh, no! That does make her sound old.
Oh, you would rather speak on the phone? No, I would much rather shoot a short message.
Hey, if it works, then it works. Probably something we need a bit to learn, though.
Perhaps it would be better to simply communicate via text message then.
Puts the phone away, no doubt surprised by our ignorance of whatever app that is.
You know how to text, right?
Face like...
You know what a phone is, right? You know what a phone is.
Yes, I know how to text. She leans over to whisper to Ruby, but she's still loud enough for me to hear.
She didn't know until a few years ago. You're kidding.
Look, technology is my thing, alright? I'm fine with what we had back when we were kids.
We had text messages, sweetie.
Ruby laughs at that one. The shaky uncertainty gone from her voice. Looks like her job is done.
Let me give you my number. We can figure out a training schedule soon, okay? Okay. I mean, very well. I look forward to mastering the ways of the night with your assistance.
Good to hear it. She's quite an interesting girl, no doubt about it. Odd for sure, but every magical girl is odd at that age. We certainly were. Do you need us to call you a ride?
I'll be fine, ma'am. My home isn't far from here. Just make sure you're careful on the way home. No more fights, okay? Very well. Even the most tireless of night warriors must rest from time to time.
Yeah, exactly. I get up and pay for the three of us, tossing a few bucks I've left into the tip jar. Behind me, Kaylee and Ruby swap numbers and say their goodbyes. She's always been good with kids. Mom energy, I think Nina called it. What are kids these days? It's very weird to say. Yeah. That's a good question. It really depends on how young you say as well. Because, like, technically, how far would you have to go back to say, oh, we didn't have that technology? Okay, we didn't have smartphones when I was a child, but we already had phones. Mobile phones, I mean. It's a good question. We didn't have, well, they didn't have AI. We didn't have AI ruining our lives back then. I like that we thought of the same thing. I wish we didn't have AI ruining our lives. Behind me, Kaylee and Ruby swap numbers. Oh, blah. Who knows? Maybe it'll help her figure out how she feels about having kids of her own someday. Oh! It's not like we haven't talked about it before, but never mind. Now isn't the time. Oh. Take care, Ruby. We'll see you soon. Kaylee nudges me in mouth. Nightshade. I mean, Nightshade. Take care of yourself.
And you as well, my mentors. I look forward to beginning our training post-haste.
With the final wave, Ruby leaves the coffee shop and disappears into the night. Oh, that wasn't how I was expecting tonight to go. Is that a bad thing? No, actually. What I'm just worried about is you guys jumped out of the window at a crime scene house. I'm just scared someone's going to come into that house again and be like, why is that window open? Post haste! No, I think that's because she's trying to play this specific persona. Is that a bad thing? I guess it could have been worse, but I do think I'm done with surprises for the time being.
You and me both. I'm gonna be out like a light as soon as we get home.
Katie chuckles and kisses my cheek, taking my hand in hers. We chuckle in unison as we step through the doors and start our journey home. Definitely time to be done with surprises for now. Still, for a night when we plan to solve a mystery, I feel like we've been left with significantly more questions than answers. And not just about Ruby. The consume was dangerous, but there's no way it was a locked room killer. Something that far gone couldn't even open a door normally, let alone sneak through a locked one. So why did it just happen to show up while we were investigating? Was it drawn to the energy Katie felt? Or could it have been some kind of lure, a distraction meant to pull us away from the crime scene? It's a possibility I don't want to consider, not just because it's needlessly paranoid and yet another sign that this case is messing with my head, but because it would mean that there's something larger at play here. Hey, babe. The aura you felt at the house, that wasn't from the consume we just took out, was it?
No, it wasn't even close. In fact, it wasn't close to the aura of any consumed I've seen before.
So what do you think it was?
Something new, and probably something dangerous.
I'm not feeling the paranoia spreading through more of my mind. I'm already way too old to be handling cases with magic involved. But something tells me that this time, I don't have a choice.
Ding!
Setting ourselves up as Ruby's after-school tutors was a lot easier than I expected it to be. All I had to do was lift a couple official All I'd had to do was lift a couple official documents from her school to mail to her parents, and after a brief meeting with them, they went away believing we were just a couple of math experts. Are you at least good at math, or no? Language for young people changes on a weekly basis. It feels like it's all normal stuff like that. That's fair, actually. I think this year when it came to the Jugendwort, for the first time I actually felt like I don't know what all of these are supposed to mean. I was like, yeah, alright. Whatever. Whatever. Who cares? I don't need to know. Or something. I kind of wish we'd picked a different lie, though. I'm awful at math, but at least it's a lot more believable than telling them we're going to be teaching a daughter how to fight monsters. Things should have gone off without a hitch, but as soon as Sherry finished moving the couches and setting aside the coffee table, after promising she put them back exactly the way they were, to create a sparring space, we realized one major problem we had on our hands. It's already 5:45, and Ruby isn't here. We agreed on 4:30, right?
She's probably just running late. You know how the trains are in the afternoon.
I hope you're right. I just can't help wondering if she may have gotten cold feet.
Honestly, I'd be a little nervous if I was her too. Working with other magical girls always makes it feel a bit more real.
I look over at the apple slices and juice I prepared for us. It's a classic set of refreshments, the same kind I used to bring Sherry after her games. Healthy, refreshing, and with an acceptable level of sugar as a fun little boost. It doesn't involve much cooking, but there's still a bit of artistry to the presentation. Wait, I'm sorry, did I read it wrong? Log. No, it's 5:45 and they agreed on 4:30. She's already running over an hour late. I would have said, like, okay, if you're running 50 minutes late or whatever, but she's already over an hour late? Ooh, I think something might have happened. The slices taste perfectly fine even after they've browned a bit, but the vibrant appearance of freshness can have a mental impact on whoever eats it. When it looks fresh, it feels fresh. At least Sherry will appreciate them. Finally, after another 15 minutes, the doorbell rings. As soon as it does, I can feel my confidence start to waver. I was so excited to try my hand at being a teacher, but what if I'm no good? What if I'm too rusty, or too old, or... Hey, babe. She puts a hand on my shoulder and gives me a reassuring smile, and just like that, I'm grounded again. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I think so at least. We had a... Oh my god, I didn't even... We had a perspective change?
I believe in you. She lets go of my shoulder and heads to the door, opening it to be greeted by a sullen-looking Ruby. Or maybe a trying to be cool Ruby. I can't really tell, but I feel like it's a letter. Ruby, hey, come on in.
Hello, my mentors. Forgive my lateness, but I wanted to wait until the sun dipped lower in the sky. I fight better in darkness, you see.
Is that right? You are 1.5 hours late. You couldn't have just told them that?
We magical girls are creatures of the night, are we not? To train, I must be able to draw strength from that very night.
Of course we are. Isn't that right, dear? I look over to Sherry, raising my eyebrows in a gesture that I hope communicates. Please play along. Oh, that. Yeah, for sure. Ruby, Creature of the Night. Gotcha. Ruby steps inside, flourishing dramatically.
After tonight, I know I'll be ready to defeat the forces of darkness that threaten our city like a true hero of the night. I won't fail again.
That's wonderful, honey. I'm sure you'd be great. Now, would you like some apple slices before we get started? Yes, please. I hold out a plate for her, Sherry swooping over as soon as she has a chance to grab some as well. It isn't long until they devour the whole tray. Ruby takes a drink of her juice before looking up at me, still avoiding eye contact.
Thank you, Miss Cohen.
Just Kaylee is fine.
Miss Cohen makes me sound like an old lady. Oh, right, sorry.
Always lacks that usual edge or confidence when she gets like this. Hopefully Sherry and I can help her strike a balance between her insecurity and her I checked. So, ready to get started?
Of course. I spent the time since our last meeting honing my killer instinct for this training session.
I don't think we're going to be doing any killing today, honey.
Ah, yes, of course. Clearly. But one must always be prepared to unleash that instinct in the moment, yes?
Sure. It's like Lodge. No, not Lodge. I do. Genuinely, I think I need to figure out a better, like, last name for situations like these. Because just one singular, like, letter also doesn't cut it, but just a that was so awkward. Lord. Sherry coughs awkwardly before gesturing to the sparring space. Why don't you go ahead and join me over here? We can start with basic combat training.
Excellent. I look forward to your instruction.
Ruby enters the sparring ring with Sherry, who starts to teach her the basics of hand-to-hand combat and defensive maneuvers. I watch them practice core moves, occasionally offering some advice from the sidelines. Sorry.
Don't forget the uppercut, sweetie.
Oh, good call. Thank you, babe.
Happy to help. Maybe we could focus on a specialization for her. I cannot talk anymore.
You want to take over for that? I nod and take my place in the sparring ring as Sherry collapses on the couch. I get ready to start my routine, but I hesitate when I look Ruby in the eye. She's breathing hard and her stance is starting to slip. She's holding herself up well, but the exhaustion is clear as day on her face. I relax my stance, talking over strategy would probably be better for her right now.
Actually, Ruby, why don't you sit down for a minute? I'll grab you some water, then we can talk strategy for a bit. I don't need a break. The power of the night can be accessed by simple exercise.
Ruby, a little water isn't going to diminish the power of the night. Take a seat. Ruby looks away, embarrassed.
Yes, ma'am.
She plops down a chair while Sherry looks over at me and scratches the back of her neck. I know she's worried about being too much of a taskmaster with this stuff, but I don't think she was being too harsh there. I remind her of that later. For now, I fill up glasses of water for all of us, then bring them over and sit down next to Sherry.
Alright, Ruby, are you ready to talk about specialization? Please don't say that word more often. I cannot pronounce it properly right now, apparently. Specialization. What do you mean? Well, as important as it is to know how to both attack and defend, it's important to be able to prioritize one or the other in specific situations. Why is her voice getting more breathy the longer I voice her? That applies to offensive or defensive mindsets as well. Yes, of course. I understand completely.
She clearly doesn't, but I can tell that she's at least getting there.
Let me give you an example. Say you come across a very intimidating looking consumed that's in the process of attacking an innocent person. Consumed looks at you and gets ready to fight, but it's still got its victim in its grasp. You don't know what kind of attack it's getting ready to throw at you. In a situation like this, you should... Do I get to choose? I get to choose. Aha, choices. Choices for me. What do we want? Take the attack head on for a better shot at freeing the victim from harm. Take cover for a better shot at killing the consumer and staying safe. We want to free the victim from harm, I'd say. I see. Then I will unleash the power of the night to defend the innocent. Exactly. I'm sure you do great. I look at Sherry and she nods in agreement. Situations like that are always a tough call, but the two of us have been through enough to give a definite answer to the question. Hopefully Ruby's able to take it to heart. Okay, next one. You're crossing from rooftop to rooftop and you come across two paths. We go through the remaining questions without issue. Despite the situation when we first met her, she nails almost every single one of my scenarios. With a bit more combat training, she's got potential to be at the top of her game. It's getting a bit late, but maybe we've got time to squeeze in one more sparring session. I'm about to ask Cherry if she's up to that when a sudden sound from the kitchen makes all three of us jump. Oh. Damn, you girls are crushing the whole teacher thing. You ought to start a magic girl training center or something. I guarantee that we're bringing a lot more than being a super suit does. We roll around to find Nina sitting at the kitchen table, helping herself to one of the juice boxes from earlier. Come on, Nina. What do we say about unannounced visits? Oh, please, Cher. Don't act like you aren't always psyched to be blessed by my charming presence. I do like her. I do like her. I can't help giggling while I look at Sherry's stern expression, as if she could actually be mad at Nina for long. I suppose this is as good a time for introductions as any, at least. Ruby, this is... I look back to see Ruby staring at Nina with wide eyes and jaw nearly on the floor. You're... Yes? Nina giggles, clearly used to this kind of reaction. Nina Lenka! That's my name, don't wear it out. Oh. Very normal reaction to meeting a pop star you're probably a fan of in real life. You know, I get the feeling that you may have heard of me before. Ruby jumps up, a shaky grin on her face. Yes, like, we stand eternal? Stan. Oh, wig! I got like every album of yours. I can't believe you're a magical girl. Well, that's not the kind of tea I prefer to spill, obviously. Please don't spill anything in my house. Nina holds a hand to her chin, shuffling. Oh, sure. You two have no idea what we're talking about, do you? That's not true. I get it. Ruby stands you. It's the opposite of not being able to stand you. It makes perfect sense. It's actually Stan, Mrs. Cohen. I'm glad somebody here knows what it's like to be here. I'm definitely confused by what the two of them are saying, but I'm even more confused by Ruby's fascination with Nina. I figured a girl like her listened to music that was a bit more dark. What the fuck is this thing? What's that? That's new. That wasn't there before. When I said I had a friend named Nina, I had no idea that meant the Nina. Oh, you two are in so much trouble for not talking me up before I met your student. Not to mention knowing nothing about slang. No, it looks more... It looks more... spooky. Spooky than a hanger. I don't think... Like... If it was actually part of the background, I think it should more look more like these parts of the cupboards. This? Then again, I'm not surprised someone so technologically illiterate isn't up on the latest trends. We're not that technologically illiterate. We know as much as we need to know. I don't see how wigs or stands are going to come up on a job. You never know, sure, you never know. She turns away from us, smiling at Ruby again. Ruby, right? That's your name? Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes. I see, I definitely pass the nightshades on. Maybe that's a good thing. Well, it's good to meet you, Ruby. I hope we have a chance or two to work together sometime. Yes, please. Oh, wait, that's a good idea.
Well, maybe it is hangars. There's several of them. My bad. You win.
I mean, I look forward to it.
Of course you are. I'm me, after all. As for you two, she turns south and gives us a quick wave.
Let's plan a hunting trip soon, okay? Maybe by then you learn what social media is.
Doodles! And like that, she's gone. I didn't even get a chance to ask why she showed up in the first place. So, I guess maybe we should call it for the day. I look over to Ruby, who's still clearly starstruck.
That's probably for the best. Maybe we can pick it up again tomorrow afternoon.
She's losing her voice. I'm losing my voice. Oh. Ruby shakes her head rapidly and rubs her eyes before nodding.
Yes, of course. I'll return to learn more of the powers of the night tomorrow.
Sounds lovely, honey. I guess Nightshade can make a pretty quick recovery. Hopefully she can zone back in when she's around Nina too. Thank you for that, Jiten.
Sherry heads for the door, reaching for a jacket.
You need a ride home?
That won't be necessary. The rooftops will be more than sufficient for me.
Just make sure you don't get seen, alright?
Not to worry, the night is my ally.
Right. Totally. With another wave, Ruby departs for home. Sherry closes the door behind her, letting out a long breath. That went well, I think.
I'd say it went about 90% well, or whatever percent we did before Nina showed up.
Sherry rubs her chin as I start to move our furniture back into place. I'm sure she'd be happy to help, but bless her heart, she always ends up with things a little off. It's not a big deal, not really, but I just like it when things are in the exact right place. Everything perfectly arranged and perfectly designed. A nice, neat, and ideal home. It makes me feel even happier here, and even if she doesn't quite get it, I'm sure it does the same for my share bear.
What are you doing on my roof?
Who are you? I wonder why she showed up anyway.
You know her. Having a reason for things has never been her strong suit.
I guess. She better not be trying to help her with Ruby's training, though. If I have to spend my afternoons listening to internet slang, I'm gonna go nuts.
We could always try to learn a bit of it, sweetie.
I'm still trying to get a handle on slang from when we were in high school. It'll be a long time before I can figure out what wigs have to do with anything.
That's not very topular of you, dear.
She laughs as I finish moving everything back to its perfect place. There's a lovely feeling of familiarity again. It's odd, though. The familiarity feels a bit different. Is that right? No, it's nothing so contradictory. It's more expanded.
Ah.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. Just reminiscing.
That's right. There's something more. Oh, a back. Something from when they were younger. You're going to be a star someday, I just know it. Sold her concerts and all. Stop it, you're gonna make me blush. Starstruck feeling, the gentle affection for the girl looking up to her. I've seen Nina act that way before. They do be acting like they're much older. Yeah, right? To be fair, though, I think if you're around someone who Ruby's age, like a teenager, you do tend to feel older. Sing for me again, please. Fine, but just one more, okay? I wonder if Nina felt it too, that unfamiliar familiarity. I shift the couch a few inches to the right. Something about it doesn't feel perfect anymore. Okay. You know what, though? I'm trying to figure out where to, like, stop in between. But the scenes just go over into the next one immediately. So it's a little hard. So I'm going to simply take this chance. before they go and say, oh, it's been a few days since we last tried to train with her and she's gotten better at it. I'm imagining. She gets better at it. Easy enough. But seeing as I'm definitely having trouble trying to read anything properly, I think it might be better if I stop here. We will continue Lock and Key next visual novel stream. Before starting on the game, because there are many better moments. Yeah, it seems to just scooch right over. On the other hand, if we continue next time and then figure out it was like another 5-minute scene and then there would have been a big chapter break or something, well, that's just going to be it. Thank you for coming by. I put Atelier Sophie on Wednesday because I put the tour game with Mel on Friday. We'll see. I hope that's gonna work out. We're gonna continue it a little more, at least, if possible. Also, if possible, if I can make some time, we're just gonna push a stream for this in between. But I don't know. I don't want to promise anything. Right? Maybe. I don't want to promise anything I can't actually hold on to. No, I don't know how to speak English anymore. You know what? Actually, thank you guys so much for coming by tonight. We finished SoulSet. We started another game. We're gonna continue this as soon as we get a chance. I'm sending you guys over to Camille, who's playing the newly released, I think, Power Wash Simulator 2, so that should be some fun stuff. For now, thank you guys so much for coming by. See you all soon. Night. And bye-bye. Bye-bye. I quoted the wrong post in Blue Sky. I'm not even surprised, but thank you for letting me know.